Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unbreakable podcast, where we talk about money, motivation, mindset, inspiring stories from interesting people. Today, we have a guest that I've wanted to have on this program from the moment that I started the podcast, Graham Abo Henry. First of all, Graham, I'd like to welcome you to the podcast.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to have you here.
Yeah,
now, something a lot of people don't know, when I first started this, I said to myself, why am I doing this? I said, I want to capture like pieces of history, and I want to talk to people that I would get along with in real life. And I feel like your story is one I've wanted to capture for a long time. Yeah. And I always said to myself, the day that I get Graham to sit down, that's when I'll be happy and I can say, my podcast's where I want it to be.
Oh, that's good.
And we started with 0 views. We've got 3-4 million across all channels now.
All right, okay.
But I couldn't give a fuck about the views. For me, having you here now is a very good personal achievement for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a quick intro and then we'll get stuck into it.
All right, mate.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest, Graham Henry, is a prominent fixture and respected former member of the Sydney Underworld. He has since peacefully retired and now runs a high-quality clothing line, Underworld Clothing. Graham is here today to give us perhaps a never-to-be-seen-again window into some of the darker elements of this beautiful city of Sydney that we call home. When we think of the history of Australian crime, we often think about people and characters who are no longer with us. Their secrets have been taken to the grave. Graham is, in the truest sense, the last man standing. A lot of people we will talk about on today's podcast are no longer with us, with lives lost due to various causes ranging from life sentences, drug addiction, drug overdoses, terminal illness, and of course, in many instances, assassinations, disappearances, and murder. Graham has blessed us today with his time. He is a guest I've personally wanted to have on this podcast from the day we started. I encourage you all to strap in and listen carefully whilst Graham and I take you on a tour of a world that can only be described best by the man himself and the sole survivor of an era that has claimed the lives of everyone else that dared to take part in its darker elements of this city of Sydney. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Graham Henry. What do you reckon?
Okay, mate. Yeah, very good.
How was that?
Very good.
You reckon that was a good intro?
Yeah, very nice.
So yeah, been working on that for a while. So first of all, thank you so much for coming all the way.
It's all right, mate.
I think the best way to kick this off, we'll kind of start from the beginning, but I want to make mention of something that I found interesting, which is that I think the best thing that sums you up these days is your Instagram bio, because it doesn't say retired, it says peacefully retired.
Yeah, that's right.
And
exactly.
I think peacefully is the key word.
Exactly.
How are you enjoying peace?
Yeah, good. I do enjoy peace.
You don't miss a bit of chaos?
Oh, yeah, I miss the chaos too, you know what I mean? Of course, I was a bit of an adrenaline junkie, I suppose. So,
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So it was the only thing I was really ever hooked on. So,
yep.
So, when people even say to me today, do you miss the life? I say, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I like that.
So, there was good sides, and some fucking horrible swines in it, and
oh, mate,
cutthroats and fucking terrible fucking backstabbers.
So the thing I like most about your book, to that point, was one thing that I admire in the book was obviously there's a lot of fucking chaos, murder, robberies, crime, all this sorts of stuff. Yep. But, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but for you, the one thing I noticed the whole time, you always kept your code throughout that whole period of life, which is 100%. No women, no kids, no innocent people. And I mean, listen, it is what it is. The life is what it is. Yep. But I do think that's a very important code.
Oh, fucking 100%.
And what I loved about the book most, and your life story in general, is that's something that resonates with me, is that code. Do what you got to do, but that is like, I think there are some things in life that are just off limits.
Oh, 100%.
And I feel like you've survived some wild rides, but you've always had that fucking code. Yeah. Do you think you were just born that way?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
That was just stuck in me. I mean, I come from a family of, all fighting soldiers, returned soldiers. My grandfather, I've had ones who were in Japanese and Changi and got their balls cut off by the Japs. And Major Henry was his name, my father's brother, my old man. And, Yeah, right. Look, I think it was always instilled in me, you know, from a kid, how they used to talk if we were ever captured, how they'd fucking be. And,
Yeah.
you know, I maintained it me fucking self. I never fucking rat on a fucking friend or an enemy in my life.
Yep.
Might have fabricated a couple of police here that fabricated me, but that's about it.
No, I'm familiar with that too.
Yeah.
I think what I admire is every time you saw some, I'm just going to shoot straight. Every time you saw some grub that would like hit a girl or hurt a kid,
Yeah.
for me, I feel like that's your fucking red line where you're like, no,
No,
fuck that.
I stepped straight into it, mate.
Good.
You know, I didn't fuck around with them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, because obviously your upbringing, like surrounded by a lot of domestic violence,
Yep.
very, very, very heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously that shaped a lot of like where you went and like how you conducted yourself.
100%.
Do you feel like, I think I know the answer, but I want to hear it from you. Do you feel like having seen that kind of makes you a little bit more aggressive to people who want to hurt women and kids? And like, is that a
shit,
soft
yeah.
spot for you?
No, it's a fucking very sore point for me. You know what I mean? You know, the brutality I saw my mother go through, who had one leg. And, you know, my father used to use it like a punching bag. Like he didn't slap her or pull her hair or something because she'd fight back. She was as tough as nails. But she had a very strong sense about her, you know. She had this real strength, inner strength. And, you know, that's why I guess she put up with the fucking rotten old bastard, you know. But, yeah, I just look, just too much violence went on. And then, you know, look, you know, from a kid, if he fell down on the floor, I'd be kicking him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How old were you?
I even put a pair of football boots on when I was about 10, you know, with the old steel sprigs and kicked the shit out of him on the ground. But the police used to just come to the door in those days and, you know, neighbours would call the cops. They'd just come there and they'd pull him outside and say, they'd see her all punched up and they'd say, just keep it down, mate. You know, that's what they did. So then I grew a hatred towards them fucking straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all that sort of stuff. And, yeah, mate, look, I've even been with me wife driving along and I said, look at that bloke, pull up. And he was belting his wife in the cab rank. I got out and attacked the bloke and upended him and she scratched the freaking shit out of me.
Your wife did?
No.
The chick did?
Bloke, yeah. Get off
let him beat me more.
Yeah, I thought, fuck me, Dad.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, strange humans.
Bro, see, you've just highlighted why I fucking have wanted to have you on this podcast from day one, man. I feel like I'm talking to a mirror because I'm not going to go into my stuff too much, but like, you know, I'm the oldest of 4 boys, 3 little brothers. We experience a bit of domestic violence, nothing compared to what you've gone through, but still, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's still things I carry to this day. Like, I can't watch a scene on a show where there's domestic violence in it. Yeah. It just makes me like tense up a bit too much.
Yeah,
Do you get similar things?
Yeah, I bag them. Yeah. How goes it if I see them doing that in movies? You know what I mean? But
yeah, it gets you. Yeah. Like, it just brings you back a little bit where you just kind of tense up.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid that. And, yeah, man, like if I'm around anyone that has anything to do with that sort of stuff now, like it's just intolerable.
Yeah.
And, I love that you've carried that code your whole life, man. I think society at the moment, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a lot of weak men out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the height of weakness.
Yeah.
I could never befriend a man that could watch someone harm a girl.
No.
I couldn't even be in the same room as
No,
him,
exactly right.
you know?
Yeah.
And, I think you're a product of who you're around. If you're around people that hurt fucking girls, like, fuck that, you know?
Get rid of the bastard.
In a different way for you, probably.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the time, like, because obviously when you're a little boy and you see this sort of violence, I feel like you get to a point where you go through a journey, like at first you get a lot of fear and anxiety, but then there's that pivotal point where you turn and I don't know if it's becoming a man, but you become less scared of it and you become more willing to confront it. For example, you putting the boot in on your old man, like when did you pivot from that kind of fear to like, fuck this, I'm going to fight back?
Yeah, probably from 13, I was fist fighting him on the front lawn. And, he was getting away with me, punching me in the... he always used to punch me in the throat, so I soon learned to put my fucking chin down. But, and I went to police boys at North Sydney to try and learn over there. And I remember the trainer saying to me, he said, mate, you got a fucking bit of an anger issue. And I said, I just trained, and he said, do you want to train to fight? I said, no, I just want to learn hold me fucking hands up properly. I said, because I want to kick the shit out of me father.
Yeah?
And then I told him the story. Oh, you want to go over and kick his fucking head in himself.
Your boxing trainer?
Yeah.
Is he still around now?
No, I wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah, that was years ago. I was only 13 then. But then, so I'd go home and he'd think I was taught, and if he was bashing her, I'd say, get out the front, and we'd be out there and I'd be banging him. And,
At what point did you start getting some good shots in?
Well, I actually came home there one day, and that was the day that I just flogged into a pot, mate. You got to remember, in between here and there, say 13 to 15, I ended up going into the boys' shelter in Albion Street, and I've only come out with this about 5 years ago, and I was raped.
Albion's in Sydney?
In Albion Street by two big screws.
They
were ex-wrestlers.
Is this like a youth detention?
It's a shelter, boys' shelter. Boys' home, waiting.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
So I got raped for a few days straight.
So this was at Albion Boys' Home?
Albion Street Boys' Home.
Can I ask what you got put in there for?
Assault. I was in there for assault, and I was waiting to be sentenced. And this happened while I was in there, and when I first got there, he said, I knew from the first fucking day, and that's why I talk about being able to read stuff. I came in there, and I came in and they had the shower block, and you had to all stand in a row of four. There were 4 showers. They'd all stand in a row. They'd walk in, they'd say, water on, soap off, rinse, out, and the next 4 would go in, right? So as I go in, they say to come out of the shower, and for the next 4, he said, you stay in there, you little black bastard, right? And I went, oh, I'm in fucking trouble there, right? So I didn't know why, but when they're taking me to my room, which was a fucking cell, I walk up through the dorm and I'm thinking, oh, there must be another dormitory out here. Well, I knew there was women on the other side, on the west wing. And so they walked me right through there, then threw me in a fucking cell. And I went, what am I doing? He said, we haven't got any beds. And I thought, I've fucking seen about 5 empty ones, right? I didn't know the situation, so anyway, but I fucking just knew there was something not right. Anyway, one night I was fucking pissing out the window because they wouldn't let me out for a piss.
Right.
Right?
What expects
so
you to do?
the window's about this high. It only goes up about that high, right? So, when you're a young bloke, you can piss like a fountain, right? So I got up on the end of the bed and I'm squirting and hoping that one of the screws is walking in downstairs or something. I'm pissing on his head. But anyway, they spring me. So they come in and give me a flogging. And after that, they came in, 2 of them. Now, I wouldn't even know who the other bloke was because they got me down on the fucking bed. And as I say, they were all ex-wrestlers. They were escort blokes that used to take everyone to the boys' homes by train and they were big motherfuckers.
You were 13?
And, I was fucking 15.
15.
And they were, big fucking grown men. Anyway, they fucking locked me down and fucking and raped me.
At the age of 15?
Yeah.
And there was one you didn't know.
So I went from the bloke that would do that, every day of the week, punch on with you, rip your fucking head off, to a bloke who just wanted to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Right? So that made me as angry as fuck. So I waited for them for 2 weeks. They never came. Right? I waited on different shifts. I watched them to walk in, walk out. They must have pissed them off over it because I know they got into someone stopped them one night and that's what fucked it.
So you reckon they were doing it to everybody?
They were doing it to a few there. Yeah, there's a few that have sued them.
Right.
I've actually sued the state myself.
Can I ask, did you talk to Russell Manser because he was doing something?
Yeah, I knew Russell. I met him up the Gold Coast once and,
because he was doing some work in the space. I know he had a similar story.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Isn't that here one day, gone the next?
Yeah.
Right, so they were doing this to multiple boys.
Yeah. And not only there, but all through the institutions, Derrick, Gosford, fucking Tamworth, fucking filthy places.
Apparently Gosford was pretty fucking notorious.
Yeah, Mount Penang was, but Tamworth was the worst boys' home.
That's why I grew up around Gosford, just so you know.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Lovely place.
Yeah. But, they were tough joints, but most of the time you were pretty sweet and safe, you know what I mean? But then there was the other crims you had to watch out for and, You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of crim that fucking rape the young blokes, you know? Well, I didn't like that. I'd fucking, anyone I ever sprung did that, I'd fucking flog them.
Yeah, I remember because I read your book and like I remember you mentioned you saw a bit of that
Yeah, I got
back
a bloke
in the day.
at Goulburn,
Yeah. Fucking what? So would you'd step in when you saw that?
Yeah, I had batted him with a fire extinguisher.
Well done.
But
good community service, Graham.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You get what I mean?
And
like
the bloke was doing 13 days. You know,
What?
this other bloke was doing 20 years. You know what I mean? And he was doing 13 days. He stole a fucking sheep or something.
Oh.
You know, from fucking Goulburn area, right? Oh, mate.
13 days and he gets pinned
yeah.
down by some dude doing 20.
Yeah. So anyway, I fucking give it to him.
Well done.
He's dead now too, so good riddance.
So can I ask, because you did mention that with this incident that happened to you, you said you knew one of them.
Yeah, I knew one of them has been in there. So what I believe, from what I've been told, that they used to bring pedophiles in there, right? So they had a little network going. So whether they were getting paid to do it or whatever, but I never knew who was fucking here. You know what I mean? Because my head was fucking buried down there.
Right.
You'd have my head down, they'd be fucking upending me.
Who was the one that brought you in?
The main bloke, whose name was Murphy.
What happened to him?
We don't know.
Is he still
around?
No,
he'd be fucking long dead now.
Right. Did you ever find out what happened to that guy?
No, but I wish I would have fucking found him because he wouldn't have fucking lived another day. And if he would have walked out that Albion Street there when I was waiting for him, and, you know, I had a knife that fucking long. I remember it was the dirty big Bowie knife.
Oh, so you go back there and wait for this bloke?
Yeah, I waited for him, mate. Yeah, 2 weeks. I used to catch the train in there all the time.
Never caught him?
No, I just sat there and waited for the shifts to change over, you know. I knew what time they changed. And so when he never turned up, so I just gave up. But it changed me. I never told a fucking soul. Didn't tell me mates. All of a sudden, I just became this bloke who'd, you know, when we were in a stink, I'd have a fucking blade on me and I'd fucking chop up fucking people. And, you know, then I come home one day and here's me mother hiding under the house, flogged to a pulp, blood clots she had all over her fucking top. Anyway, she was hiding because she didn't want me to find her, right? Anyway, I found her under the house. And then when I saw the state she was in, I run up the stairs. So by this time I'm 16. So I run in and he was in her bedroom. They never slept with each other. But instead of him being in his room, he was in her room and he must have known I was going to come home and blow up. And he's put all the cupboards up against the fucking door. So I just kicked the fucking door in, dragged him out of fucking bed, battered him, and then went up to the kitchen and I come back with a big 2-pronged fork, like an old barbecue fork, maybe, you know, stab fucking sausages with or something, right? And or a salad fucking tosser or something. Anyway, I come back in and I just jammed it in his chest, his face, and my mother fucking stopped me. Like, I went, well, what do you want to stop me for? Well, to kill this fucking dog, you know? And so after that, he didn't touch her again, but he'd turn on me. So I'd walk past a pub or something, he'd walk out the door and king at me at the fucking pub. So I'd drop him in the street.
Is it Epping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I grew up around Epping as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Near the train tracks?
Oh, right, yeah.
What's it
that's
called?
it.
What's
Yeah,
it called? Tracks? Is that what it's called? What's it called?
That was the nightclub underneath.
Yeah. That was a good place.
Yeah, it was good.
Used to have a few after work beers there.
Yeah.
So you used to be walking out, he's whacking the back of
Yeah,
the
he'd just king at me, you know.
Were you with your mates?
Oh, yeah, I'd be, you know, walking down the street and he'd just say, why aren't you fucking doing some work or something, you lazy prick, or I'll go and get fucked. You know what I mean? I just didn't respect him one little bit, so.
Can I ask?
So I upended him many fucking times after that. You know
I remember you read you put a big whack on and his legs went up and he
I fucking somersaulted him, you know, and I could punch very hard, you know.
Graham,
I was always blessed with power. You know,
can I tell you? I've seen your hands, man. You still got some.
Yeah, I've still got.
Bro, I saw you working the heavy bag.
Yeah,
man, you got some technique and some power.
Yeah.
Can I ask that? I'm surprised because after you put the fork in him, and like I would have thought that the opposite would happen. I thought he would back off after that, but he just doubled down.
No, he just fucking every time he was. But he'd take tablets. They were called Phenobard. They were barred off the market, and he took them from a war injury. Right, from the Second World War, and they were painkillers, but they used to make him hallucinate, and then on top of the piss, they just turned him into a nut. So he came in just not long after that, or what was it before? He came in with a garden mattock. Might have been after it. He came in with a garden mattock, and I told him to jam the mouth organ up his ass because my mother was going to work the next morning. I said, jam that fucking mouth organ up your ass. And I remember him getting up from the seat and walking past, and he looked down the hallway at me. I was in the bedroom at the end of the hall, and I thought, there's something about that fucking look he just give me. So I had a tray that we won at like City vs Country fucking boxing, right? It was just a tray, a Karen tray, silver fucking thing. So I had it there, and I got my mother's plectrum, from a big steel one, like you used to slide up and down to your wiring guitars.
Yep.
And I put it up on the door, and soon as the door handle would move, an inch before it'd connect, well, that'd drop onto the pan, and I'd fucking, onto the tin, right? And I'd fucking jump up.
So you set your own alarm up in the room?
Yeah, that was my alarm. I always had it there because we had burglars a couple of times, right? So anyway, so that was a mechanism I had then, to fucking watch me back, protect me fucking self. And then next fucking minute the door come open and he come swinging in, and I jumped out of the bed and he put a fucking mattock into the bed. So where the mattock,
a fucking garden tool,
yeah,
swinging at you with it.
The garden mattock, the big pointy end, would have gone straight through my chest. He would have killed me. Anyway, I got out of the bed, out of the fucking window. I fucking took off, right? I fucking shit myself.
You're 16?
Yeah, I was only 16. So when I came back, the next morning, he was sitting out the back fucking having a smoke. And I just walked past him, he didn't say a fucking word, and I walked down the hallway, and here's the fucking thing still stuck in the fucking mattress. I can laugh about it now.
Hang on, the fucking
the
mattock stuck in the mattress?
Still stuck in the fucking mattress.
With the pointy end?
Yeah, with the pointy end. Right? So it stuck there in the fucking thing, so I walked out and I grabbed him and I said, come in. I said, you tried to kill me last night. I said, what are you talking? Because he wouldn't remember. So I took him into the fucking bedroom and I said, that's what you fucking attacked me with last night. No, I fucking didn't. I said, you fucking did, right? Anyway, I said, anything like that ever happens again, I'll fucking kill you, right? I was over the old dog. So, but most of the time I moved out, I only came back to check on my mother. I lived on the street.
Would have been hard coming back to see your mum in all sorts.
It was. Yeah. Fucking, But she'd try and hide it from me. But, I've seen her give it to him when he was pissed and that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she, as I say, she only had one leg. But she'd fucking hook into him.
That's good, man.
She was a pretty big woman.
And so you mentioned that you were 25 when he passed away.
Yeah, about 25, yeah. So I just got out of Parramatta jail, I think.
Right. So from the age of 16 to 25, you're pretty much only going home to check in on your mum.
Yeah.
Man, that'd have been tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hard.
Yeah.
How was it when you're inside? Because I don't know how it would have felt for you, but did you ever have a feeling of you were away from your mum so you couldn't protect her?
Oh, fucking 100%.
Right.
How'd
that feel?
But look, we had a funny family, so I never rung home from the prisons, and she would have been out working anyway by the time because we used to get locked up at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? 3:30. So she wouldn't have been home. So I never ever made. I think she only ever come to see me twice in the whole fucking time I've ever been in prison.
Really? Yeah. Can I ask how was the first time she came to see
you? She came down to Goulburn, and the only reason she come there, she was on a tour.
Just drop off and see my son on the tour?
But I just got emptied out of another jail because these other blokes were rooting a bloke up there, and I fucking I had a cell, and I was working down on the dairy. So because my cell was empty, they dragged him into my cell, right? So when I fucking come up, I see the curtains moving in me fucking, because they were like huts up there because it was emu plains.
Goulburn, right?
No, emu plains.
Emu plains, right.
Right, up near Penrith. So I fucking go over and fucking walk in. There's 3 blokes I know in there, and they're trying to get a fucking suck off him and all that sort of shit, right? So I said, get out, you fucking bunch of dogs, right? Yeah. So they all run out. As they're going, I had a big fucking blade on me, right? Because I cut the chooks' heads off. That was my job. I used to put them in the fucking big V thing, zop off their head.
For real?
Cut their hearts and then pull their guts out. Yeah, that was my job.
Right.
So next fucking
probably
minute,
came in handy a bit later in life.
Yeah. Well, exactly right. But,
good skills with a knife.
Never ever worried me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
But fucking so anyway, so I ended up getting charged with the same as them, but the screws reckon that I stood over them while they were trying to get a suck on that. So it ended up being found out that I didn't.
Did they just make it up just to get at you or something?
Yeah, cool. They hated me up there because I used to fucking fight all the time, you know what I mean? Or have goes at screws and fucking, I offered one out down in the fucking paddock. And
back then you could have a go one-on-one, right?
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah,
And
there were certain screws that fucking aim up with you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I read in your book as well, like, and I don't know if I misread this, was there actual, like, there was proper boxing in there as well?
Parramatta Jail there was.
For how long?
Yeah. Oh, that was there for years. And
why did they get rid of it?
I don't know. It was always a real good outlet. Every Sunday, everyone would get in there, we'd all fight each other, and sometimes they'd bring in the outside fighters, all the McElwains that used to live in Pyrmont and the Tattersalls Hotel up here. They used to come in, the whole family were fighting. They'd all come in. Another bloke came in who called Bunny Johnson, who was a British Empire champion, and the bloke that I was friendly with then, Kevin Holland, he punched the soul case out of me. I had to throw the fucking towel in.
I read that in your book too, because I know that he was a pro fighter, and apparently he was just making easy work of everyone. Yeah. And this Kevin guy just jumped in. He
didn't like black blokes anyway.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, no, he hated black fellas. Always did.
Is this Kevin did?
Yeah.
But you're a black fella.
Yeah, but he accepted me. Well, we were good friends in those days. We ended up having a fallout for some fucking silly reason.
Right.
Many years later, but.
So
played football with him and everything. He was a good all-round sportsman. He was a good bloke, but solid as a rock.
He cleaned up some pro fighter in the middle of the jail.
Yeah. Just fucking mate, the Bunny Johnson. Well, he was going to fight in about a week or something, and Kevin was just toweling him up. You know what I mean? So they just threw the towel in. But it was a great outlet, especially for the blokes who come down from Grafton Jail from the intractable section. And you only went there if you bash screws, you're a bully, whatever, and you got the worst fucking hidings of all time. You might be there for a year, you might be there for fucking 2. And just about everyone who went there and served time there all ended up murderers.
Really?
All of them.
So it's almost like there's a bit of a theme where, like, they put you guys through these...
lash out.
Yeah, because you get put through these boys' homes. There's all this fucking putrid stuff happening. And then you go to jail, it seems even worse. So it's like... What did you say? It's like a university for crime.
Oh, fucking no.
It's like no one comes out better.
No, you don't. You fucking don't. You're only just out of the fucking, you just pick up more fucking little things to do and different blokes to run with. And that's how I ended up running with, the notorious Arthur Stanley, Nettie Smith.
Correct. So we can. So that's let's get into that because so basically so you're running around Epping causing chaos at 16.
Yeah.
You do a bit of time in the boys' home.
Yep.
Early 20s, you do your first long stretch, if I'm not mistaken, which was for assault, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
From what I know, like all the other stuff, you're clever enough not to get caught.
Yeah.
But I feel like that violent streak kind of was what always put you behind bars.
That was what brought me unstuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you get put in for one of those. What was the first long stretch that you did? How old were you then?
I got 2 years. I took a rap for a mate of mine who stole a car, and he got sprung in it and took off. And then I was sitting in the car thinking, what's he fucking running for? And next month the bloke opened the door and he knew me from school.
Yeah.
And I just got out and hit him on the fucking chin because he said this car's stolen. He stole it, and I just hit him on the chin. I was in the passenger side.
Yeah.
The copper said to me, look, we know you didn't hoist it because someone else's description was given. So just let us know and you'll be fucking sweet, You'll get... Because I only got a lift from one side of the station to the fucking other. That's all I did.
Right.
Right? Epping Station.
Yep.
Right? And anyway, so next fucking minute, I just said, no, well, you'll have to charge me, mate. So they charged me. I got 2 years with 9 months, I think.
How do you get 2 years for that?
Yeah, I got 2 years for it. So.
And that was at the age of?
Probably 19.
All right, and this was your first time in the adult jail?
No, I went there in 1969. I went to Parramatta for a few months. And that was for like a shit charge, mate. It was like fucking vagrancy, standing on a railway station, blocking the thoroughfare.
Hey, isn't it funny?
Are you fucking serious?
Isn't it funny of all the shit that you've done, that's what you get put in for?
Yeah, fucking ludicrous. But, look, if I didn't have that fucking violent streak that I had, you know, I don't know if I would have survived the life anyway, but if I didn't have that, I probably never would have seen the fucking inside of a prison.
Yeah,
Because everything I fucking did, I planned like a fucking commando. You know what I mean? Everything. I mean, it's common knowledge I was a prolific fucking armed robber, and you know, armoured trucks, fucking banks, fucking payroll.
No charges.
Never been charged.
It's impressive in a way.
They've tried to. They've tried
yeah.
to. They fabricated me and they got me in the court. Me and other people they alleged were in my gang, and we all beat it.
Do you know what it reminds me of? That mafia boss who they could never get him on anything, so they got him on like tax evasion.
Oh yeah,
who was
Capone.
that? Yeah, Capone.
Yeah.
Got a bit of Capone energy. About that.
That's right.
So you do your first stretch, 1920. What was the year that you? Because obviously there's a point at which you go in, you meet Nettie Smith.
Yeah.
And that's
well,
another.
That was when I was doing the 2 years.
And he was doing 13.
He was doing 13 with a 6 or 7 years on the bottom.
And can I ask?
For rape.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you about this because do you think, because I've read the case details, it's pretty fucking horrific.
Yeah.
Do you think it's true what happened or
No,
not?
I think the police verballed him a bit because she was a prostitute, Sheila, and that's no fucking deal. I mean, you can still rape a prostitute, but I know that him and his mate Chapo went around and they give her a route. But he told me that they fabricated him. You know, that he didn't pick up a baby and spin it. Look,
it's almost too like graphic to even believe,
but
right?
But that's how they'd get away with it, the coppers in them days. Well, whatever they said on the fucking paperwork, you know, which would have been an unsigned record of an interview anyway, you know, they just fucking got away with it.
Can I tell you something? It almost makes me feel better to know that in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to fucking believe that can happen.
No.
Like, I want to believe that
I mean, he was a treacherous bastard, but if he saw anyone hurting a kid, I mean, I remember a bloke fucking had his head up a kid's fucking dress in the fucking big park there, just near Broadway, and where the university is, and we fucking pulled up the car and we chased this fucking swine. Well, lucky he got away because we would have caught him, we would have fucking killed him.
Right, okay. But, so he's on your page when it comes to
Yeah.
Right. So you reckon he probably just got a bad whack from the cops for that?
Yeah, for that he did. You know what I mean?
There's other ones, obviously, didn't
Yeah, no, that's right.
And all right, so you link up with Ned Smith.
Yeah.
Were you older or younger than him?
I was younger. I was 7 years younger than him.
So you would have been?
I would have been 22, something like that.
Yeah,
so that was 73. Then 75, he got out. And 76, I run into him at the Governor Burke Hotel on Parramatta Road. And was it the Governor Burke or the Grosvenor? One of those. And I ran into him there and we started to run together. So we started to, but I can still remember the first fucking real conversation we had about, I went to him and I said, listen, I've got a good job. I said, are you interested?
Is this after you got out, you link up, start talking about
this
crime
is
opportunities?
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, look, there's a good, but I need a good partner. You know what I mean? Someone who was willing to, you know, and he'd been, they say, you know, that he'd done robberies and that before. I don't know if he had because actually he was pretty fucking ordinary at him.
Right.
But
well, he didn't plan things.
Well, not only that, he was just too fucking big.
Right, because he was he 6'4" or something?
6'5", easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like 100 plus kilos.
Yeah, easy. You know, he's a big strapping bastard.
Yeah, good hands, I've been told. Yeah, to throw down.
You know, well, you know, that was the allegation.
Because you and him had a one-on-one.
Yeah, we did.
How did that go?
But they show that on Blue Murder, and they show me getting the fucking shit kicked out of me. Well,
how did it go?
I went there to fucking kill him because he'd robbed me of 50 fucking grand. So I took a fucking blade and I put it down the back there. I used to carry a bum bag and I always had my gun there, but I didn't have it that day for some reason. And I said I'd run into him early that day because I knew he'd done a robbery and he got 200 grand out of it, right? So I fronted him and he said, oh, fuck, you can smell money. I said, yeah, I can smell my 50. Right? Now, he took it out of the fucking safe. I want it today. He said, oh, I'll fucking give it to you later on to Soho. I said, what time? He said, 5 o'clock down Chinatown, down the Common Garden Hotel. I said, all right, I'll be there. I got down there about 4:30, waited, sitting there sucking on rum, thinking if the dog comes in, he don't pay, I'm going to fucking kill him. So he finally comes in because he was rooting the barmaid, right? So he comes in, there's no one in the pub except the boss, the barmaid and him. He comes in and I'm sitting there. And I'm on a stool, I'm sitting down and he stands up beside me. I said, you're empty-handed, mate. Where's the fucking money? And he said, oh, I'll fucking give it now. I said, listen, you fucking dog, right? Well, when I said that, he knew I was getting up. So he went whack, whack. And he had real big long arms, you know, like he could fucking stand up straight and do up his shoelaces, right? You know what I mean? He was that fucking, his arms, he was an awkward big bastard. He'd shape up like the old Marcus.
So he's got the reach on you.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, he goes bang, bang, two, right up under my cheekbone, so naturally my eye comes straight up. So as I go back off the stool, I went for the blade and I pushed it and it went down between the line and my pants I had on, right? So I'm trying to get that out. Well, he took off. He fucking run because he's fucking seen me in action. He run behind the fucking bar and yelled at the barmaid, fucking find me something. He's fucking mad, this prick. You know what I mean? So anyway, I ended up going out, come back with a shotgun, fucking blew the door. Fucking,
Was he still there?
no, yeah, but he'd fucking locked himself in. You know what I mean? Anyway, I just screamed out at him, you know, I'll fucking kill you, you fucking mongrel. Anyway, he wrote in his book something he was going to come round the next day and jam the knife up my arse or something. He never fucking did.
Right.
Right? But so, like, from that day on, we were just fucking, that was it. I was fucking mortal enemies with him because, look, in between all that, he tried to have me murdered. He'd paid a hitman from Melbourne, Christopher Dale Flannery, who everyone talks about, Rentakill, the mysterious disappearance of him.
Yeah, that's a...
You know...
what a shame.
Yeah, what a pity he went. And
what a great loss to the world.
You know what I
was.
mean? But I see blokes like that. Like, I know they were necessary in the life that we lived in, and you know, look, I've shot people too. I've shot them, stabbed them, fucking bashed them with bats. I've done all that, but I didn't get paid to do it. You know, I don't like hired guns.
Yeah,
I
heard
reckon
you,
it's a shit go. Like,
I heard you say it's a bit
go
against...
and fucking rob a fucking armoured truck, mate.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit against your code, you've said.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. So, you know, and I thought, well, that's all you're fucking good
you
at.
just do it for free.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'll fucking, you turn on me and I'll fucking give it to you. So just after that, I said, well, I've got to get rid of him. So in between that happening, they set up a plan, Detective Rogerson, Nettie Smith, Chris Flannery, another bloke called Laurie Prendergast, after they shot Michael Drury, the copper, and he didn't die, they needed a scapegoat. So they had a meeting at his place, and I know this because someone was there that told me. And when they came out of the place, while they were in there, Kathy Flannery said, why don't we get Abo and set him up? Now, this is in front of another detective called Anderson, who's dead now. And so his job was doing this on behalf of Roger, was to cover it up. So no one had ever been pinched for any of the gangland murders. Now, by this time, there'd been 14, 15 blokes fucking knocked, right, during that conflict. So no one had fallen down, and no one ever does in organised crime for those, right? The only one ever did was Ned when he fucking jabbered and talked shit about fucking crimes he never even did, right? So they all planned to fucking set me up. So the plan was...
For the shooting of the cop who, correct me if I'm mistaken, that Chris Flannery actually shot in his own home.
Well, actually, the other bloke shot him. Laurie Prendergast actually shot him. Right. And Flannery was somewhere else. He was in the club.
It's a pretty audacious move.
You know what I mean?
To shoot a cop in his own home.
Silly fucking move. And I said to him, why the fuck would you want to get involved in this at the back of Chris Flannery's house and near Tempe there? And I said, listen, why the fuck do you want to get involved in that? And you, Ned, why would you want to? I said, we've spent fucking 10 years building this fucking business up. And to go and do something like that, he said, well, the cops are on side. Fucking Roger's fucking on side. I said, I don't give a fuck. Leave me fucking out of it. That'll just bring the fucking house of cards down, mate, that we built, right? And I said, so that put a bit of a fucking thing in their head, and they thought, oh, well, fuck him, he'll know about it. And then Know what I mean? So
you became an easy target, basically.
Yeah. So virtually I put myself in a bit of a fucking hole.
Can I tell you what I like about it, though? You fall on your morals because it's almost like you've drawn a red line. You said, nah, fuck this. This is a no-no for me.
And it
but
was
then
ridiculous.
You get turned on for sticking to your own code. Yeah. As I said at the start, man, your code's like a fucking red line, right?
Oh, fucking oath.
And so because of that, it seems like you then became the target.
But and not only that, during the gang wars, we're having a fucking meeting down at blokes Tony Eustace's bar in Double Bay, and we're all upstairs, and he's dead now. Tony Eustace, Chris Flannery shot him in the back and killed him. And
did you get arrested for that?
No.
Right.
No one ever got pinched.
So just to be clear, that murder is not on record.
Well, it's on record, but
but
now they all say that Chris shot him, but
right.
You know,
but there's no. What do they say when there's like it's still is it a cold case?
Yeah, cold case. You know,
okay.
They're all cold
Case.
cases.
Yeah,
all the underworld killers are cold cases.
Okay,
and they'll stay cold, I reckon. But fucking, but look. During all that gang period, we're having a conversation about the issues at hand, the gang wars that was taking place, and I said to Chris, and he had his wife there, and I didn't like talking in front of women. That was my fucking go. I didn't like it. I'd just say, listen, I don't want to talk about it to you.
Is her name Cassie?
And he said, yeah.
You hated her.
She's all right. He said she's solid as a rock. I said, yeah. Well, I don't want to talk to her about it. I said, but all I want to say is this. I said, why the fuck do you blokes want to kill George Freeman and Lenny McPherson, the old gang, right?
Wait, Chris and Ned wanted to kill those guys?
Yeah. Well, Ned didn't. Ned's just there for the fucking... He wants to ride along with all the bullshit.
Really?
Right? You know what I mean?
Well, just for fun?
Yeah, so Chris is telling him why he wants to take over. And I said, what are you going to take over, mate? Everything they've got is fucking now legal. The brothels are legal. TABs are here. The SP bookie's gone. The only thing George Freeman does today is run his own SP with his own fucking people. What are you going to take that? You wouldn't know the front end of a horse from the fucking arse end, right? And I said, so you can leave me out of fucking that too.
Right.
Right? So, and I said, anyway, there's blokes in that team who was my mate, Stan the Man, right? Different man.
No, I know who you're talking.
Smith.
I actually didn't know that you and Stan were good mates.
Oh, yeah, we run together for 13 years.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, back into his life he converted to religion, completely different man, is that right?
Oh, no.
No?
No,
okay.
No, he just...
I thought that he did. I thought he was a born-again Christian.
No.
No?
Look, he got himself christened.
Right.
And I think he wanted to try and forgive himself for what he'd done. I mean, he did put away 16 blokes. You know, but he was never paid for it. He did it for the gang.
Right.
But, I think it haunted him in the end. And
do you think that's why he kind of went through that?
Yeah, but we still operated. I mean, this is after he allegedly converts and you see him on that tough nuts and fucking blessing people and fucking being... Right, well, he really got blessed, but he didn't bless anyone fucking else. Right?
This makes so much sense now. All right.
So we'd be still running around fucking unloading fucking tons of hash and fucking you name it.
So not fully born again.
No.
Just Kristen.
Just fucking
okay. So let's go back. So you've got Ned, you've got Chris Flannery, you've got his missus, you've got Roger Rogerson. Yeah. That Chris has just shot
they're
a cop,
already conspiring,
and
right?
they're trying to figure out how to set you up for it.
How to get someone to take the fall.
Right.
To take the pressure off them. Right, so I become the fucking bunny.
Was the plan to get you locked up or knocked?
No, the plan was to get me fucking killed. They were going to kill me, right? But the gun, and so I'll tell you the plan. So what happens, I'm not talking to Smith at this time, right? Because we've had the fallout, yeah. So he rings me up, and it's the day that Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvis Marvin Hagler. And he rings me up. It's about 80, might have been early 85 or late 84. And he said, listen, can I come and have a talk to you? I want to have a word with you today. And I said, I'll fucking talk to you. We got nothing to fucking talk about. And he said, look, it's very important. I think you'll be interested, right? And I said, well, I'm going down to watch the fight. And I said, I lost 5,000 to you once. I said, when Roberto Duran, who was my favourite fighter, I said, I lost 5,000 on him when he got knocked out by Hitman Hearns, right? So I said, bring 5,000 with you, and I'm back and landed. He said, all right, good. So he brings that. So I make sure he had the fucking money on him. So we watched the fight. Nothing said. Sat down after it. And we sat down in the middle of the sailing club at 16 footers up at Lake Macquarie. And I said, right, what's wrong? And he said, now the boys and that have tried to kill fucking Freeman the other day, and now they're in snooker. They're hiding out.
Who was it that tried, Chris and that tried to kill George
Chris
Freeman?
Flannery and that, right? So George sherried to it and fucking got away, right, and just took off. This was in Alexandria. So, but he didn't quite know it was him, right? And anyway, so they're allegedly in hiding, which they fucking weren't, right? So Ned says to me, look, mate, you were right all along. I should never have involved fucking Chris, brought him into the fucking gang. You know, he's been no good for it. And I said, fucking 100%. And he said, what about we take him out, right? And I went, yeah, what's the plan? So he tells me this plan. And he said, look, on the weekend, he said, we'll go down and we'll fucking take a gun to them and some money, and we'll just fucking pal up with them, make sure everything's all right. And then the next time we go down there, we'll just fucking, now we know where they are, we'll go and fucking give it to them. And he said, I'll find out exactly where they are during the week. And I thought, okay, but if they do, you're fucking going with him. That's what I was thinking to myself, right?
Because you knew he was setting you up.
He knew he was setting me up 100%.
No, but you pretty much... Right.
No, I didn't jerry that day.
Right.
I even said in my book, only time I didn't, I thought about it, you know what I mean? I thought, it's a fucking plot. Anyway, I said, I'll ride along with it and see what happens. So what happened, I met him at the Lord Wolseley Hotel at Oldham, just up the road here. And he get up there and he said, I said, right, well, let's go. We've got to be up there at 3 o'clock at this fucking, and meet this fucking bloke. So he said, he was just near the cross in King Arthur's Court Hotel.
This is you and Ned.
Yeah.
This is before or after the fight where you pulled out?
This is way after it. Yeah.
Okay. So wait, you linked up after that? You linked up after that
Yeah,
fight?
this is when he wanted to pal up with me.
Right.
And I told them all to get fucked and, you know, because they'd been trying to knock me anyway. But prior to that, there was that many attempts. They had 4 attempts on me. I've had 20 attempts on me in life, right?
Jesus Christ.
So I had 14 up until I wrote the book, and then I had 6 after it.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. So you
all by 2 blokes.
So you and Ned are out talking about this, meeting up with Chris.
Yeah. So the plan I said, all right, I'll play along. So we go down, and he walks out of the pub. He's got the gun that's allegedly we're going to give to them, but this is the gun that shot Michael Drury.
Fuck.
All right, and 3 blokes in the underworld, right?
So,
3 murders.
So in theory, if they knock you...
traced back to 3 murders and that, bang, they knocked me. Yeah. They're through the fucking break. I'm the shooter, right? I'm the man, right? Build up the case around me, all that sort of shit, because I've been charged with aim to avoid apprehension before with cops and all that sort of shit when they shot me in 1981.
Bro, this is another level of fucking, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, he walks out with it, and I said, where's the money? He hops into the car, and he said, oh, listen, by the way, he said, I can't come. He said, can you just drop that up? And he said, I've got to wait for Roger. Roger's on his way here to see me about something important. I went, yeah, right. Well, I said, well, give us the fucking money. And he said, fuck him, don't give him the money. Right? Well, I drove off, and I thought, that's a bit fucking weird. So I'd only driven 200 yards, and I picked up this panel van. I could see the curtains in the back fucking move. It was like an old Sandman panel van.
Yeah.
I went, fucking who's that? I thought, well, it's not. I couldn't care if it's the coppers. I had a gun on me, and I had my own gun, you know, plus this other gun. So the one that I had that was in the paper bag, I was going to fucking shot it if I had to. So I put the window down.
And you didn't know it was a dirty gun when they gave it to you?
No, I had no idea. I mean, I probably thought it had been fucking used before, but I didn't think anything like that, right? So next fucking minute, I can see this van. So it follows me right up through the city, down past the fucking cathedral in near Hyde Park.
St Mary's.
So I go down into the cross down beside that street, and turn left where the New Zealand Hotel is and the museum is. And I turn up to go. Now it's Saturday afternoon, and that street's sort of packed. There's about 5 sets of traffic lights going up the hill towards the King Arthur's Court Hotel and the big Coke sign, right? So next minute they've got to pull up about here beside me. So I put down the window and I'm looking at this bloke and he's got this fucking curly hair and I'm looking at him. I thought, I fucking know his head. Well, it was Laurie Prendergast, right? And I went, what are you looking at, you fucking dog? So if they were coppers, they would have just gone up your ass or something, right? If they were crims, they'd burr up at that word.
Yep.
Right, I mean, because calling someone a dog's a fucking informer. So I said, what are you looking at, you fucking dog? And he would just went, so I went, oh, they must be just fucking cops, right? So they fucking drive off. I drive off. And I'm watching them. Anyway, I get up to where the pub is, fucking pulled into there, get the fucking gun out. I've got my own gun on me as well. So I fucking walk in the pub. And I watch the car. It goes up the top of the hill where the Coke sign is, turn right at the fire station and pulled in the parking spot. Up pulls a police car right beside it and the copper gets out. This is this Detective Anderson, right? The one who was in the meeting at the house.
Right.
So he gets out and he's going, he's fucking getting up him. So they're probably saying, why haven't you got him? Fuck.
So you saw
You know
this?
what I mean? Yeah, I could see him arguing. So I'm thinking, oh, they're probably just coppers, right? Then I thought, what's fucking going on here? So I thought, well, fuck pissing off out of the crossing going that way, like down through Rushcutters Bay. I'll never find out what this is about. So I'm going to go into the hornet's fucking nest.
Yep.
So I got out. The bloke never turned up, of course, in the pub to collect this gun.
The bloke.
Right.
So there was no bloke,
So the
right?
penny drops. The penny drops
But
on me.
yeah.
And I go, this is a fucking setup, mate. You've been fucking set up here. Right? So I go, fuck it. So I put both guns between me fucking legs like that. Right? And I drove up the street, down past them. The copper drove out first, and then they come out behind me. And they followed me down. Same way I come, I went home, right? Up past St James Station and into Market Street. Turned into Market Street. I pulled up at the lights at Elizabeth Street, and there behind me I can see the curtain, and then I see the back door open on the panel van, right? I see it open. And I went, right, they're going to get me. And then I looked across the road, and here's the copper. Now, it's that part of the city of a day of a weekend is fucking just shut down. You know, there's no one around.
On a Sunday?
Right. Yeah, no, it was a Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Right. Might have been a Sunday, actually. But after midday, it's just fucking bang, it's gone. You know, all the workers go home. All the shops used to just shut those in those days. It's right near Centre Point Tower, right, where I pulled. But the copper's sitting on the side of the road with his wheels turned out, ready to block me. Now, that's what he was going to do, block me. They were coming up behind me, then give them enough time. He was going to do the circuit of the block and say, look, I found Abo Henry on the ground there. So that's how they would have got me, right? So I worked all this out after. But next fucking minute, so I just bolted across the street in the fucking car, and I had a Jag with a fucking, a real fucking powerful fucking Riley gearbox in it and a fucking V8 Chev motor.
Yeah.
Right? So I flew up on the side of the fucking footpath and they killed this fucking bloke on the telecom things, that work on the wires.
Yeah.
So next fucking minute, I just reversed fucking back. Well, when I did, I went into the one-way street and there's fucking buses going, woof, woof. It's a wonder I didn't get fucking wiped out. They're fucking all tooting. Well, they got out of the back and they're belted up.
You
They had
saw them all
balaclavas
bellied
up.
Jump out.
Yeah. And when they jumped out, I went, oh, they're fucking crooks, right? So I've jerried, and I looked at it, I thought, I was at the door of the fucking car, with my door open, and they just fucking took off then. Right, the cop had already gone. When I reversed back, he shit himself and took off.
So the cop's over here, he pisses off.
Yeah,
Two dudes in
they think
balaclavas.
that they're just going to go bang, 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 I'm down,
Yeah.
right? But I fucked them up. So then I bolted down the rocks.
Why didn't they shoot shots at you?
No, because there was too many buses and
Right.
everything going past, and they were too far away from me.
Right.
And I was facing the other way, so I drove straight up Elizabeth Street, one-way street, the wrong way, down to fucking the Nelson Hotel, Lord Nelson Hotel down the rocks. I put the guns downstairs in the cellar with Barm, and there I knew.
At Lord Nelson?
Yeah.
It's a good pub, that one.
Yeah,
It's one of my favourites.
There's old tunnels under there.
Yeah.
So
It's got that old vibe.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
heritage.
Oh, fucking
I
hell.
love that pub.
So I give the guns to the fucking boss there, and I said, just put them under the bar there for a moment. And I'm sitting there trying to get me thoughts, you know, and I'm going, that fucking Smith, he's fucking set me up. This is a whole fucking plan. Why didn't I fucking Jerry? You know what I mean? I can't even remember now if I had a dream the night before or I fucking didn't that I can recall.
Because normally you've
usually I'm fucking switched right onto it. But he got me in that fucking day, though, just the way he said it, and I was so keen on fucking squaring up on these dogs, right?
Yeah.
Over a few things. So I said, right, yeah. So then I jerried and I said, all right. So I got the guns, fucking put them back in me fucking thing, and I drove. I thought they're not going to get me a fucking again.
So you went back down the cellar, grabbed the guns again?
I went, got the guns, fucking hopped in the car, and I drove back over to the Lord Wolseley where Smith was, right? When I walked around the corner, his fucking jaw nearly fucking dropped. You know, like, what the fuck?
Because you're alive.
Yeah. And I said, I don't know what fucking happened then. Either I was going to get kidnapped or fucking shot dead. They weren't coppers. There was a copper with them, but you're involved, you cunt. Right? He didn't say fucking anything. And I said, here's the gun. If I fucking find out, we're fucking on with it, boy. Right? So I just left him with it. But I had a plan in mind. I went down the fucking road, parked my car around in Jones Street, and then fucking walked around, sat in a tenement house for about an hour and a half. And up they pulled Chris Flannery, Prendergast, another bloke who was in the gang. I'll just call him Fingers, right? And the copper and Roger.
And you see them having a meeting.
They're all having a fucking powwow at the pub going, fucking war, right? Jesus. I even told Roger one day, we're coming back from Brisbane. See, I can always play people and keep them sweet. I don't give a fuck what they've done to me. If they've missed me, it's bad luck, right? So before I try and take Ned out first, right? So I go over to the Three Weeds Hotel at Roselle, and there was a little brick wall about that deep. So I laid down in that, and I knew he'd hop in the passenger side and his girlfriend would drive the car, right? So I laid down, I had a big chrome Magnum sitting on my chest like that.
Right.
I'm laying up against the fucking thing, and next minute I heard him come out. I can remember my heart going, boom, boom. I see you going down the fucking dog, right? Yeah. So as he opens up the door, I sit up right in the garden, and the fucking coppers pull up on the detectives in a bull wagon, right, in an old truck. And they said, hey, Ned, you going down to that new club at fucking Balmain? He said, yeah, that's where we're heading now. He said, we'll follow you down. I went, is he fucking fair dinkum? He's blessed this fucking
I was going to say, that would have been his lucky day.
He's had the luck of the golden angel.
But to be fair, bro, you also had your own fucking guardian angel that day as well.
Fucking oath.
Do you know what I mean?
I've always had one.
I feel like you have always had yours.
I've always had. Well, even the coppers used to say it. Abo's blessed with the golden angel. They all said it.
Yeah. I reckon his guardian angel probably retired early.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon you've still got 100%.
Yours. So,
So you missed him because the detectives rocked
up.
I
missed him. And then I never really got the opportunity, only when I was in the prison and I pulled out a shiv in the fucking cell.
Oh, so you tried to get him in prison as well?
Yeah, but I was going to stab him because he was going to the ICAC and lag and everything. Right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, just a little pivot, but he did go into ICAC.
Yeah, he went into the ICA, so he gave up 92 police. It wasn't about crims. You know, he didn't rat on crims in there, but then they took him from there to the National Crime Authority and he rolled over on all these crims over murders.
Really?
Right? Now, these are murders he's claimed fame for all his life, but he ratted on the right blokes this time. So he was trying to get an out-of-jail card because he was serving life over a murder he didn't even commit. And one he did commit, he stabbed a bloke in Coogee, a tow truck driver, Ronnie Flavelle, and he died on the spot. And then while he was in there and he was rolling on the police, he fucking started talking to his cellmate, and the cellmate wired him up, right? And fucking he claimed fame for all these fucking murders and said that he killed this Harvey Jones, who he sent a bloke to kill him, but Ned never killed him. Anyway, he got life over that.
Didn't he kill that girl in Centennial Park as well?
He knocked her out. He put her in the sleeper hold, and then another bloke dragged her to the pond, and the other bloke stood on her and killed her. So Ned didn't do it. I even went to a psychic one day, and she said, "Oh, your mate sat on the bank and watched his Sheila get drowned."
Really?
I fucking could have fallen over fucking backwards. You know what I mean? I went, fuck me dead, because no one knew, only me, right? And the fucking bloke who did it.
So did that, correct me if I'm wrong, just to circle back to that in a minute, because the girl's name was Sally Ann, right?
Sally Ann Huckstep.
Sally Ann Huckstep. So is it documented that he did that or not?
Well, it is, but he was taken to court over it. And because she's Jewish, they save their fingernails when they're dead for some reason.
Right.
Right? And they got her fingernails and they must preserve them or something. Anyway, it had blood under it, but there wasn't enough blood. Even though it matched his blood, it also matched about 60,000 other people.
Right.
So they had to acquit him.
So he got off that charge.
Yeah, he got off a few murders.
But the story goes that it was him and another guy that did that.
Yeah.
Because she was going to talk about...
Well, it was really a hate fucking killing.
Right.
You know, he hated her guts.
What was it over again?
But she had ratted on the police.
Right.
And at the end of the day, he got a chance to get her and he got her. But he hated her all his life.
What was it over again? Can you remind me what that was about?
Well, yeah, she was just a police informer. But in the first instant, she had she used to go with Warren Land Frenchie, who was part of our gang. And he was only in the gang for a few fucking months. And he went to an armed robbery. And on the way to the robbery, the police pulled him over on a motorbike. He pulled out the gun, named it the copper, and pulled the trigger, and the fucking gun jammed. Right? So the copper fell off his fucking bike. You know what I mean? They took off. So the coppers knew it was him because they didn't have nothing on their heads at this time. They hadn't robbed the bank, right?
Yeah.
They were on their way to get to Drummoyne. So anyway, they went to Ned and they said, listen, that little prick working with you, he said he's fucking pulled a gun on us and we can't have him shooting the cops, right? Can't have anyone doing that. The cops, we're the fucking biggest gang in town, they said.
Yeah.
You know, which they were.
True.
And the Brotherhood, they were called in those days. They're fucking gronks today, as far as I'm concerned. You know, the fucking silly shit they wear and all that crap.
Yeah.
But so they ended up fucking, what was I saying?
So we're talking about how the Sally Ann, the reason that Ned hated her was because she was talking to the police and she was somehow involved with this guy that had shot at the police.
She was the girlfriend to Warren.
Right.
So so Ned drove Warren down to Dangar Place in fucking, which they always say, come to Dangar Place and be dead on time, right? So he drove him down there knowing full well he was fucking going down. You know, of course he told everyone. I mean, Ned didn't come out of his house for nearly 2 years after it. Because everyone was bagging him. But because he'd been me mate since 75, 76, you know, well, he come out and see me at the Bay, Long Bay. I was doing fucking a couple of years and I'd done some business to get a short sentence, right? And I said, what actually happened? He said, I just drove him down there and he said he was going to pay him and then next minute Roger just fucking shot him.
Wait, what was his name again? It was...
Roger Rogers.
No, Warren...
Land Frenchie.
And is that another cold case? Was that documented? That
Roger shot him? He was charged with it, yeah. And anyway, so they took him to court and Ned got up and actually gave evidence on behalf of the police.
Really?
Right, which was a fucking no-no.
Yeah.
Right, so when he came out and seen me, I said, mate, that's fucking not good, you know. He said, I had no fucking choice, really. He said, I did take him fucking down. They would have said I was part of the conspiracy or, you know what I mean? So this way I got through the break. So, you know, Bernie's mate and all that and his fucking version, so I fucking believed it. But as time went on, I realised, and fucking things I knew and heard that even Roger fucking said, I fucking knew 100%. You know what I mean? So that he set him up. And that's what he did. Ned was a fucking manipulator. He'd always be behind the fucking post. He led many bloke down the pathway to get fucking murdered. And he, in all the years I run around with him, never fucking shot a fucking soul.
Really?
And he has this massive reputation. He was this mad assassin. He stabbed a bloke. He necked a bloke. Choked a bloke to death in his solicitor's fucking house. Dover Heights, and the bloke was handcuffed and he broke the fucking handcuffs while they were choking him. Right, that's how fucking much strength he got into him fucking self, and he was a big boy. Anyway, they buried him. They found him out there not long ago at fucking the sand dunes.
What was that one, that case?
Mark Johnson, his
Mark
name
Johnson,
was.
okay.
So
was it over like anything in particular, or?
Yeah, they robbed him for 60,000.
Oh, so it was a robbery.
Rotten 60 grand. They had to go 3 ways between the solicitor and 2 other blokes, and plus pay the bloke who went and buried him. Yeah. Right? So, you know, fucking
not a lot of money, is
shit
it?
Action, shit action, no principles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Simple as fuck on that. And they're things I would go, I'm not fucking involved in that, mate.
Yeah.
I'd just say no. So, you know, but the one thing that Ned always had in the back of his mind was that I fucking knew he was a fucking fence sitter. And I'll tell you why, because a bloke tried to kill him in 1982 when I was in the can, right? So when I got out, the bloke was still fucking walking around the place. And I said, why haven't you fucking got the bloke? And he said, oh, he's friends with McPherson and all them. I said, I couldn't give a fuck. I said, I'm not going to be walking around with you. And next minute the bloke lets go and I get fucking shot, because that's what happened to the last bloke. And it was just at the Quarryman Hotel just over the corner here, right?
Right.
So they went to shoot Ned, but they shot his mate. He got in front of him.
Right.
And nearly blew his arm off. He just died, actually.
You don't want to be caught in the same sort of situation.
Yeah. So I said, I'm not going to be caught in that. So I said, as usual, I did the fucking homework, right? So I located him, found him, knew where he was going, come back, and I said, right, let's go and get him, right? You get him, I'll go in and back you up. Anyone pulls out a cannon or anything, I'll fucking give it to them. I said, but he's your job, your responsibility. He said, all right. So we get to the fucking joint, and he's a bit toey on about going into this street, right? And I said, listen, so I just walked down the road because I didn't even know what he fucking looked like, right? So he said, that's him there. Right? So I walked down the street as if I was pissed, just come home from the pub at back in a certain area. I'm not going to say the area then.
Yeah.
So I walk down, I'm pretending I'm spewing in the pole, and as I'm doing it, I'm having a look at him across the road, right? So I walked back up when they went inside, and I could see, I hopped up on the veranda and I looked through and I saw him where he sat, and he left the door ajar, right? So I went straight back up there and I said, right, fucking the door's ajar, we're going straight up there, we'll kick the fucking door in, just fucking walk in and bang. Yep. He's sitting over there. You get him. As we're coming down the fucking thing, I walk up the fucking stairs, push the door open, look behind, he fucking took off.
Ned?
He ran from here to 100 yards
Ned
away.
or the bloke?
Ned.
He ran away?
He fucking ran away on me. Left me fucking posted.
Why?
Because he fucking shit himself. He thought I was walking into Hornet's Nest. There was fucking 8 blokes there.
Right.
I just walked in and went whack, whack, whack and fucking give it to him, right? So, and that's common knowledge.
But you're basically taking care of his business for him.
Fucking apple, I didn't want to. I was only going in there to back him up. Right? But I had no choice once I was in the fucking door.
Can I tell you something I like about you?
Right.
No one can accuse you of being a bad mate.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, no.
I mean, let's be real.
Mate, I was as loyal as fucked, mate. You know, probably too fucking loyal.
But brother, listen,
you know what I mean?
You got to have people like that in your life.
I know that. You know
but
what
also
I mean?
at the same time, it's weird because you've got this standard of loyalty.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hard for anyone else to meet that, you
Yeah.
know, because it is
Yeah.
rare to find people like that.
Oh, fucking
right,
hell.
so you're in there, you go take care of his
Yeah,
business.
so
Bang, bang,
anyway,
bang. He
so I
runs
leave
off.
there. Another bloke comes out fucking screaming at me, so I let him a couple of shots at him.
How many fucking bullets did this thing have in it?
Fucking about 8.
All right.
Anyway, so I went down and fucking hopped into the car, and he had a light on in the car, and I fucking smashed it, you know. Yeah, fucking imbecile, you fucking left me posted. Oh, no, there was blokes coming up around. I said, you fucking lying cunt. I went right off, you know. So fucking, we ended up going back to this fucking nightclub, the Raiders at fucking Balmain. And I fucking walked in there and we were just sitting in there having a fucking cold one, and he's saying to blokes, oh, the most wilderness thing I've ever fucking seen. Right, he was wrapping me up to people. Well, I'm thinking, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I walked over and I said, listen, don't go telling him. He said, no, he's fucking part of the other gang. He's fucking I said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. So next day, he fucking says, I'll meet you in the Foster's Hotel. So I go into the Foster's
Surrey Hill?
No, right in the middle of the city.
Right.
In Kent Street, the beginning of Kent Street. So we get into there and I said, when I walk in there, there's Rogerson and another detective there from the homicide squad. Right? And I went, and they said, geez, what a bastard of a shot there, Rabo. He said, the bullet went The bullets went into his head, run around his head and come out his neck. And he said, so you've done him a favour, he said, because his brains are bigger than they ever were. Right? So they were making a fucking joke out of it.
You've improved him, basically.
Yeah, well, I've improved him, right?
Wait, Abo's cosmetic surgery?
Right, so then fucking, right? So I said to Ned, why the fuck would you tell them I fucking did? He said, they're on side. I said, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, if he would have fucking died, right, you would have come in here and taken the rap for it. And that's what he did. If anyone went missing, he took the credit for it.
Yeah.
And the Jacks thought, fuck, he's a dangerous motherfucker. Well, he was dangerous and treacherous, all right.
Right.
But he weren't the fucking cheater, mate. He never was. And he knew in his heart, I fucking knew that real well.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he even said in his book how fucking violent I was. I made him look like a fucking choir boy when it came to fucking violence.
So do you because like he obviously knew how to scrap to some extent.
Oh,
but
of course
it seems
he did.
like when it came to like from what you're telling me, like
Big
the heavy
confrontational things he was fucking no good with.
That's what I'm saying. It seems when
Know
it
what I
came to
mean?
the heavy stuff, like
Yeah.
you were kind of on the front line for most of the time.
Always. Always the first in the door, even doing the fucking stick ups.
Because people
Know
have,
what I mean?
people have asked, they say, was this guy a psychopath? What do you reckon?
No.
No.
No, he was just a fucking manipulative, big fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he
yeah.
was. I mean, look, I got on fucking well with the bloke. I fucking loved him like he was me fucking best mate. We had the best fucking time for years. But when I started to build the gang and build it in and get it strong, and I was the one bringing them in, and I was the one who had all the connections for all the fucking people to do the gear, to pull in for a robbery, right? Yep. I had all them blokes sweet, right? I said, your job's to keep the cops sweet. That's all you got to fucking do. If they need a fucking package, put some money in a fucking bag, they're fucking paid, right? I don't want to fucking meet up with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's your end, right? So half the time he bullshitted and he said, I've got to go over and pay him this, and we give him money. It was going into his pocket.
Yeah,
he wouldn't
right.
even pay him. I found out that a long time later.
So
all those little shit things he was doing, and I always thought to myself, he's a shit leader, this bloke. And anyway, it gave me the opportunity to break away from him after all that shit. But what I was going to tell you, I was in Brisbane and Roger was on the same plane as me coming back to Sydney. So
Roger Rogerson.
Yeah. So I'm sitting down beside him and I said, listen, I said, now that a lot of fucking water's gone under the bridge and a lot of fucking shit's happened, I'll just tell you this. I'm well aware, right, that you and fucking Smith and Flannery and the whole lot of them conspired to fucking put me away to cover your ass over Drury. And he said, oh, you're fucking paranoid. I said, no, I'm not fucking paranoid, mate. Paranoia is fucking fear, right? I'm a fucking very conscious fucking bloke. I've always been like it, always have been, and I know I'm fucking right. And he never spoke to me again for fucking, a year or so.
Roger Rogerson.
Yeah. And then one day I did something to get some money off a fucking big bikey bloke.
Yeah.
And then he went and stuck his head in and got the fucking money under me nose, and I fucking rung him up and I fucking gave him the biggest blast. Well, people were horrified of him. I didn't give a fuck who people were, right?
Roger Rogerson.
Yeah. So I'd fucking rung him up and just give him a fucking spray. And but look, he was the same. He was a likeable bastard like Ned.
Yeah.
You know, they had charisma. They were fucking. And even though I knew they did all this shit stuff to me.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't just continue and keep firing going, well, if I had to kill him and kill him and kill him, I was going to kill every motherfucker in town, right? Like, you know, and I said, it won't fucking end.
Yeah.
Right, I mean? So I thought,
You got to pick your battles a bit.
you know, I'll let them fall on their own fucking swords.
And what
Right?
happened?
And that's what they fucking did.
Right, okay. So let's talk about, so you're back in jail with Ned, right? This is after he tried to have you killed.
Yeah.
And you had a chance to get back at him.
Yeah,
How did that go?
well, I was going to, because I knew that 9 months prior to me going to jail, he'd been in 1989 or 90, he started to see the Independent Commission Against Corruption. So for 9 months he'd been going in and out of that jail, seeing him. Everyone in the jail was talking about it.
How come he wasn't in protection if he was ratting on everyone?
Well, because he was such a big bastard and feared, and you know, he didn't give a fuck. And so he'd be telling them different stories. Oh, if they're investigating me over murders, he'd just tell them things like that. No one really knew that he was going out fucking talking about stuff till the end, right?
Mm.
And then next fucking minute, his partner, who was running around with him at the time, who ended up being a fucking enemy of mine.
Which one was that, if you don't mind? Oh, to the extent you can say. Yeah,
I just call him the clone in the book.
What do you call him?
The clone.
The clone.
Because he was Ned's clone.
Right.
You know?
So I think that pretty much sums up the type of bloke that he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, I mean, he probably had he's got more fucking brains than fucking Ned did. He was very, you know, and he still learns good today, and half his luck, wish him well.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't forget him. I mean,
For sure.
You know, if he tried to fucking put another one in me, well, I'll fucking give it to him. But
right, so you got Ned and the clone.
So I've always just outsmarted them. But listen, when we were in the yard, he came up to me. He said, "You know that he's talked about robbing Cockatoo Island." Well, I was the one. I robbed Cockatoo Island.
Really?
Right? So, you know, and so I was the one who said that. But I did take him there one day and show him. And he said, as long as I can bring this ex-copper along and be... I said, no, fucking working with a fucking copper on the fucking job. Go get fucked. So I let him go. So then I ended up running my own team, right? I got this new gang together and I started running with them for about fucking 5 or 6 years before I ended up in the can myself over the police prosecutor. So, wounding him. So...
Is that where you stabbed the...
Yeah, I cut his throat.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
He reckoned I'd given him up into eternal affairs, and it ended up being a police officer and his wife, his de facto wife. So he blamed me for it. So I thought, well, you're not a koala bear, mate. So I fucking give it to him. So and that's how my principles were, mate. Anyone ever called me anything like that, I'd cut their fucking head off.
Yeah, man. Well,
so that's what I did. Unfortunately, I got 8 years for it, and lucky I didn't get life. But that's because they knew he was corrupt as fuck.
Right.
Right? So that's how I sort of got involved with the ICAC shit.
Okay.
So, but what happened, so I started to see him and I said, listen, why are you going to the fucking ICAC?
You were saying this to Ned Smith.
Yeah. I said, what are you going saying them? He said, he said, I'm going to fucking stick it up all them cunts. They fucked me over on the murder. They never helped me on the murder. I'm the stabbing of Ronnie Flavelle at Coogee. And I said, mate, your days were over when Roger got out of the fucking force. Like, you know, your fucking power went down the drain.
Because that was his main source of corruption.
Oh, fucking oath.
So Ned Smith's
and Roger put him into the other cops that would steer him into things, you know, protect fucking him on things.
Because didn't they have green lights to just rob and fucking do whatever?
Yeah, we could do whatever we like.
Right.
But you know what I mean?
You got to be one step removed from that.
Yeah, but I only ever worked with him on one where the cops were involved, where we'd seen them drive past, and that was Port Botany Containment Terminal, and they drove past us just after and give us a fucking wave as we're changing our clothes, right?
So the Cockatoo Island robbery, right? So we're talking about Ned's inside with the bloke that we'll call the clone. So
yeah. So they're both charged over a robbery. So they're serving time for a robbery that they got caught on, the council robbery, and then fucking and Ned's also charged with the stabbing of this second the other bloke was with him, but he got a separate trial and beat the charges. So he never stabbed him, but he punched on with the other bloke apparently. So there was 2 tow truck drivers. So anyway, just out of a drunken rage and road rage, he fucking killed him. So
they're inside.
So when he's inside, then he's decided he just wants to roll on him. And I said, well, why are you doing that? And he said, Roy Thurger, who was another bloke, who was in another gang, and a big tough bastard. He said, well, you know, he's gonna stick it up that detective John Davison. And he said, I'm helping him. And I said, is that right? So anyway, next minute the little bloke I called the clone come up and he said, you know, he's talking about that fucking Cockatoo Island and all them fucking things, don't you? I said, you're fucking kidding, aren't you? He never did it. What the fuck's he talking about it for? Well, that started to put the wind up me. And then and knowing what type of a bloke he fucking was deep down, I thought, well, this is his revenge. He's going to stick it up. All these cops that have helped everyone for fucking all these years, got everyone off fucking blues and fucking, right?
Yep.
And fucking got him through the break for fucking years and years, and now he's going to fucking roll on them, right? And I went and make up fucking stories. So he ended up the ICAC, I read the ICAC report, said he'd give up 92 police. I thought he wouldn't know fucking 20. So it just goes to prove that they were just putting photos in front of him and telling him a story about him, and he'd fucking say, yeah, that's right.
Right.
Right? No, I'm telling you, because they were fucking red hot cheats.
Because I had some
And
recorded
fabricators.
They had recorded prison calls where he was talking about this sort of stuff
Yeah,
as well.
100%.
Yep.
So anyway, so I started getting fucking very concerned. So what I did, I broke into his fucking cell. And
You got into Ned's cell?
Yeah, because he had Parkinson's disease, he'd get very tired, right? In the afternoon, his hands used to shake like this. Especially in the afternoon, he'd get tired and he'd nod off. He'd sit out in the sun. And so I went straight into his cell, got all his fucking paperwork that I found. I took it up to my cell, and I never fucking typed it in my life. I got an old typewriter. I said, I'm going to write some letters, try and learn to type. So I got it off the screw, had to my cell.
How the fuck did you get a typewriter?
Off the fucking screw. So I'm trying. But
I'm surprised you didn't get some.
By the end of the week, I was going, right? I was fucking punching them out. So
Is this your
anything
education?
he's talking about, so I walked up and I said, listen, you fucking talked about the fucking robbery, mate. That you didn't fucking do it. What are you going to fucking? What are you going to do when they put you up in the court? Because it'll get to if they find a prima facie case against the coppers and that, you'll have to get up in the court against them. And when you do that, to have credibility, you're going to have to say who you did them with, right?
Right.
So, what are you going to throw me into the fucking circle? No, I'll fucking think of something. And I went, oh, fuck this. So I thought, I called my team out, right, on a visit.
Which prison was this from?
This is Long Bay.
Long Bay, right.
So I got my gang out there, 2 of them.
And the year was?
90.
90, okay.
And I said, 91. And I said, listen, I'm going to get involved in this ICAC. So I said, all the things you're out on bail for, these robberies, this cunt's talking about, right? So I'm going to get involved and tell them I did it. I did them, right, because they've offered immunity. They put it on the table before I even talked to them.
So
How fucking dumb was that?
So you were going to get immunity off the bat?
But they came out and my solicitor brought that and he said, there's your immunity there. I hadn't even talked to them.
Before you even give him any information?
And I said, what a bunch of fucking dummies, right?
It's like getting a fucking
come in, fucking
a golden
spinner.
ticket.
You know, that's what I said to myself.
So
come
in theory, you get
come
your...
in, spinner.
Yes, you say whatever you want.
I'll fucking do what I like, right? So I get in there. And that's where, and I knew. Next minute they come, and anyway, I said to him, I said the other bloke, why don't we just fucking give it to him? Then we'll call in the homicide squad coppers we know, and we'll get them to take over the investigation, and we fucking walk. He said, no, I don't want nothing to do with it, or him, right? And I said, well, I'm going to fucking stick my head in here somehow and fuck this up. So I'd let my blokes know, and they were all prepared for that. They were out on bail on these robberies. And I said, right. So I fucking called them out. They come out and see me. And then they took me into town. So I got into town. They said, so you had a green light off the police? I said, no, I didn't have one. Ned had the green light, mate. I didn't have it. I'll give it to Ned. So you've been playing the police for years? I said, well, I've never seen them get paid. He went, oh, come on, Graham, I've never seen them get paid, I said.
Yeah.
You know, which was a fucking lie.
And you already got your immunity,
Right?
so you don't need
Exactly.
to... Yeah.
And they said, oh, you've got to tell us something. I said, what do you want me to fabricate them?
Yeah.
And verbal them?
Yeah.
Right? And he said, no, because it's on tape, right? I'm being taped, right? So I said, so I got all my evidence, right? So then they said, we're talking about Mal Spence. They said, well, you paid him? I said, yeah, I paid him. Well, I fucking didn't.
Yeah.
Right? I just gave a fucking verbal to back up one story that Ned said to hopefully hope that it helped my appeal, but it didn't. It made it fucking worse. And the judge told me, he said, yeah, it's really made it worse, Mr. Henry. I'd cop what you fucking got.
So you got your immunity deal, right? And you get to say whatever you want.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I did that robbery. Right? Fucked Ned's evidence up straight away about the fucking cockatoo.
And did it fuck it up for
And
him?
he said, yeah. And he said, well, no one was ever convicted.
Right.
You know, no coppers went to jail over it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because there was no cooperation. I wouldn't cooperate him.
Right.
So what they did in the end, they called me up. They kept me in solitary confinement for 2.5 fucking years.
Really?
And they thought, I'll turn, I'll weaken, right? And I went, mate, you can keep me here for the old fucking 8 years, mate. I won't fucking roll, right? I won't fucking weaken. If I haven't seen them get paid, I haven't seen them get paid. So Ian Temby calls me in, who's the commissioner of it, in the private inquiry, and there's just me and him and the fucking barristers there, and the barrister representing me, Terracini. And I said, and he said, how is it, Mr. Henry, you're saying that you've never seen Ned Smith pay the police? I find that a bit hard to believe, being that you've been his partner for 10 years. What, you don't know corrupt police? I said, oh, they're all fucking corrupt. They fabricate you. They write fucking statements about you.
Yeah.
Gosh, fucking oath.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't say anything about money, right? And I said, look, I've made up parcels of fucking money, but I've never seen fucking Ned pay them. And he said, why do you think that is? I said, because Ned liked to keep them all to himself. Right? So he copped that, right? So in the end, 2 years later, they called me into the fucking public hearing, public gallery. It's fucking chock-a-block. Right,
What
fucking news reporters.
Is this in the mid-90s or?
Yeah. 94 or something, right? So I'm about 3 years into my sentence by this time, right? So I got 8 years with 6 years, so I had 3 to go.
How'd that feel being up in there with like media and like, you know what I mean?
Fucking pain, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think you would have liked it.
I got up in the fucking box and I said, and they produced this fucking statement. They said, that's your statement there. You went to Louis Bayer's house during the gang wars and you stood out the front with a machine gun while there was conversation taking place over the gang wars. I said, that's correct.
Was he a heroin dealer? Is that right? Louis Bayer?
Louis Bayer, well, he run the clubs up across for Lenny, for Lenny McPherson, right? And he said, and I said, yeah, that's correct. And I said, but I'm not here to talk about criminals, so don't bring them up. No. And he said, okay, well, we'll fucking move on. He said, now, there was a robbery that happened in town and you and Ned did it. I said, no, I didn't fucking do it. I said, Ned said he did it, didn't he? I said, I was there, I saw it, but I don't know who the bloke was who fucking took it, right? That was the bloke who actually rolled over on Ned and got him fucking sentenced over Harvey Jones.
Right.
Right?
The clone?
Les Motto.
Okay.
He trained the Cronulla Sharks.
Mm.
And anyway, so next fucking minute, he, what was I going to fucking say about him?
No, you was talking about how Ned Smith, right? And like you'd gone back into jail, you got your immunity deal, he had his, he wanted to talk about the cockatoo robbery that you were involved with. You already said that you did it, so you fucked that up for him. And you were talking about how he came unstuck after that. Yeah,
well, he did. But I'm just trying to think why I haven't brought up fucking Motto. But anyway, they said, so you went up the stairs and fucking of this hotel after the robbery and you saw Ned Smith pay this on a statement, right, that I've signed because I've signed it because I made a tape recorded interview.
Right.
So I've got that to fall back on.
Yep.
Right? So I know what I fucking said, and I've always maintained that, as Mr. Temby knew, right?
Yeah.
And I said, and it said, and then you saw Ned Smith pay the I said, hey, I never fucking said that. You fucking fabricated me. He said, you signed it. I said, I made a tape recorded interview, you fucking dog. Play it. So Temby said, get out to the witness. That was their lines the next fucking day. Henry ejected from the witness box. That was my.
But you got thrown out.
That was my big appearance. 2.5 years. That's what they waited for. Fucking 2 minutes in the witness
And you get
box.
tossed
And
out.
I got checked out.
You probably didn't give a fuck anyway.
No, I didn't give a flying fuck. I knew I was through the break, and everyone jerried that I hadn't fucking said nothing. Even the coppers, I had coppers' wives come up to me.
Yeah.
When I was running around with Stan Smith and wrapped their arms around me. Thank you for not fucking lagging me fucking husband.
I read that in your book.
Yeah, it's a fucking true story.
Are you pissed off you never got to get Ned Smith?
Yeah. In it. No, not really.
No.
In the end, no, we fucking brought him. He, as I say, he fell on his own sword.
Do you feel like life will usually get
No,
people?
it would have changed. It would have, upped my fucking reputation. It would have fucking, just brought more shit with it.
Right.
I mean, I was already running the gang anyway. I didn't need fucking his fucking, and he had no power then. His power had gone with Roger when he got booted out of the force. He was fucked. I mean, he still helped him for a while by getting him in touch with other coppers.
So he kind of just faded away, to an extent. And then you were out because he ended up getting life.
Yeah.
So you're out and free.
Yeah,
And so it's
I'm
kind
out
of
and free. And
he's kind of out of sight, out of mind at that point. Really.
so then they round me up, the coppers, and they said, "Oh, we've got to fucking the only way we can get Abo and his gang is fabricate him." So they fabricated me, locked me up for 10 months, and I beat the charge. But in between that prosecutor had fucking shot off his mouth and said I went to internal affairs about him. He put it on me in the pub one day and Pim on here.
Yeah.
And he pulled out his fucking teeth. I'll never forget it. He said, "You give me up." I said, "I'd put those back in your fucking head if I was you." I said, "Because I'll fucking bust your jaw in a fucking heartbeat, mate." I said, "I'll see you tomorrow when you're sober. You better fucking think very hard about what you just fucking said."
What did he take his teeth out for?
Well, he wanted to fight.
With no teeth?
Yeah.
It's probably not a dumb idea, really.
You know, he didn't want to break his plate, I suppose. I'm going to break more than his plate.
Wait, isn't it funny? Normally people take off their shirt. This bloke's taking out his teeth.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking believe it. I said, "Oh, you fucking imbecile."
It's the first time
so
for
the
everything.
next day I went down and he's sitting with 2 detectives I know in the Captain Cook Hotel near the Lord Nelson. So I walked in there, all the crooks drunk there in them days. I walked in and I said, "What do you got to say today?" And one of the coppers pulled me aside, Kenny McKnight, and he said, "Mate, Abo, leave him alone, mate. He's fucking fine, you know." He said, "He shoots off his fucking mouth." I said, "Well, mate, he virtually put me on a fucking dog."
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm not going to cop that off any cunt, so he better fucking change his mind." So anyway, he fucking walks away while I'm there and fucking hops in a cab and disappeared. So I don't see him. So a fucking couple of weeks goes past and I'm fucking brooding on this prick. And so I went to a Christmas luncheon.
The one that called you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a Christmas luncheon and then with me big gang and a bloke that they had sweet on the side that we give a bit of money to. And I said, "Listen, I'm going home." And that's what I was going to do. I was going to drive home. And as I did, I walked into the public bar and I got in an argument with this fucking imbecile, this fucking bloke called Wayne. He's a fucking pest.
Right.
In the pub, always wanted to fight me. Always. And I said, "Oh, get out of here. Get out, for fuck's sake." I'd been drinking wine. Well, wine's like giving whiskey to the fucking Indians. You know what I mean? So I said, "Get down here, down the park. It's called Baronia Park and Epping, right? You know,
I know Baronia Park,
right?
of
so
course.
I said, "Get down Baronia Park," because I wanted to just get in and fucking cut him fucking head off. Right?
Yeah.
So he said, "I don't go that far. I'm me pet for a picnic." He's up the top of the lane. I'm down the bottom of the fucking. I'm saying, "Come on. Anyway, he didn't come. I said, "Because you're a weak dog." So I hopped in the I said, "I'll see you another day."
Yeah.
So I hopped in the car. Well, as I did, I already had the knife in me fucking hand. I pulled it out of me. So I kept it on me for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And I went over to 5 Dock, caught up with me fucking gang. And then I said, "Might drive up past the Lord Wolseley, see if me fucking mate's there." And they said, "Oh, fucking don't do nothing to the cunt." I said,
Don't do nothing to the car.
Right. So I drove down Bulwarra Road. It's a real skinny road, right?
Yeah.
And there's cars either side, so I'm going slow. That's the only way you can come past the pub. So I see him in there, and his fucking alpaca top and his fucking slip-on shoes, because he always thought he's a weekend gangster.
What's this bloke's name again?
Malcolm Spence.
Malcolm Spence,
He just died not long ago. Anyway, he lived here in Pyrmont.
Yeah.
And so Big Brother, they called him, because Big Brother's watching after you, and we had him sweeten all the court cases. So if you got pinched, I could get you out of trouble. There'd be no record of your past.
Right.
That's how we used him. So anyway, so he ends up doing what he did, and then I said, "Right, I'm going to get this fucking dog. I'm going in to see him." So they sitting in the car, my mate. So I walked straight in the fucking pub and I went, "Hey, you." Turned around and I said, "Get out fucking side. We're going to have a talk." He said, "I'm not talking shop tonight, so I'm not here to talk fucking shop."
Yeah.
"Get out fucking side." Now, the fucking idiot followed me. I thought he put on a Barney there. I would have just gone bang and fucking knocked him out, right?
Right.
So the imbecile follows me up to the laneway. It's pitch black. There's no fucking lights there. I put a light in it straight after I give it to him, right? So the police could say, "Oh, no, there was a light. He saw the knife."
I think I read this,
right?
but keep going. I like this one.
So anyway, so as soon as he got around the corner, I said, "What do you got to fucking say now?" Right? So, "You still think I went?" No, look, I'm fucking sorry. I fucking whack or fucking left hooked him, right?
Yeah.
Down he goes like a bag of fucking shit. I said, "Get up. This is going to be slow punishment, motherfucker. Get up." Right? So as he got up, I just went, no, fuck him. I just pulled the blade out. I jammed him in the guts. Now, he had a real big woolen jumper on. It was fucking winter. And one of them polo necks had come up here. So I went into there and give it the, right? Well, I just missed his fucking jugular by a fucking zit, you know, like a little fucking pinhead. And the only thing that fucking saved him, actually my barrister said if he was dead, then no one would have been able to convict you because no one saw it.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, it was either dark or the camera wasn't like working correctly, one of the two. Is that right?
No, it was just pitch black.
Pitch black.
Pitch black.
Right.
So anyway, next fucking minute I'm arrested that night at the scene. They came bolting. Once I took him outside, the publican rang because they knew who I was, and right. So they said he's in fucking trouble, right? So next minute they're there. So they take me down. I know the copper who pinches me, right? So I said, I've got $3,000 up in me fucking in me bag there. Go and grab the fucking bag, take the $3,000, get me bail tonight. So he got me bail. And he said, now I've been out to see Mal, and he said he didn't even know he was stabbed. He said until they took his fucking jumper off, right? And then all this claret's fucking there and all his fucking throat's fucking cat, right? He said, so I'm going to have to charge you with malicious wound. And I went, okay.
Is that aggravated wounding?
Yeah, no, it was just malicious wound at the time, right? And I thought, that's all right, we'll only get about 4 fucking years, right?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm thinking to myself, right? And I thought, no, I'll fucking pay the greedy dog because he likes a bit of money, right? So anyway, he fucking, I get bail. Next day, they get that copper, they take him in the police station. They'd arrested my 2 mates, fucking battered them, right, for fucking being there and trying to charge them with conspiracy with me and all that. Then they upgraded it to attempt murder.
Oh, they upgraded it?
Yeah, they upgraded the charge and they said, you can come in or we'll fucking come and get. I said, no, I'll land myself in on Monday morning with me barrister. He said, are you sure? I said, fucking guaranteed. Yeah. So I did. So I handed myself in. I got bail, $50,000. And then every time I go to fucking court, they'd put on bomb scares and all that at the fucking Downing Centre and all that. Oh, there's a bomb in the building. And all this shit went on, you know. And, and Malcolm Spence nearly got kidnapped out the back, your worship, and all this fucking shit, you know.
So you think they set all this up to make you
they was setting it all up to fucking get me a life sentence. That's what they were doing. Right,
because it's a bit of an upgrade from wounding to attempted murder.
Oh,
like
fucking
that's like here to here.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, it carried 25 years. So, and, you know, being who I was a chance of getting it. So, anyway, I ended up in a stink with a fucking bloke. I was nearly going to court, to trial, and I got in a stink with a bloke up the coast.
Central Coast.
And I put me at Warners Bay.
Right.
Anyway, I put all his fucking teeth through his gums, right? and my knuckles got infected.
Did you get a tooth in your knuckle?
Yeah, well, they cut them real bad. Well, all of it, I've been to hospital twice. I nearly died once with it at Long Bay.
Yeah.
And then with the blood poison, I woke up in the fucking 3 days later with my arm up in the traction. I fucking like that. They called me wife. They said he won't make it. I just collapsed at the bay.
Right.
And then another time, and then that happened. So I rang up my doctor and I'm walking around Warwick Farm races and I've got my hand under my arm like this and I'm feeling for the lump to come up under there. Once it gets to there, it's fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm walking around and I'm in fucking agony with this pain up my arm and it's red raw up here with the poison's travelling, right?
Yeah.
So this is a few days later. He said, fucking have a look at you. I said, I run into Chris Murphy, who was a solicitor. And he said, mate, you look like shit. I said, I fucking feel like shit. He said, why don't you ring your fucking doctor? So I rang him and he said, come up here now and put yourself in the private hospital. So I went up there, put myself in the private hospital. When I woke up, when I was up there, I woke up in the fucking morning. There's 2 big detectives standing at the end of the fucking bed. I said, what do you fucking swines want, mate? And he said, an engine fell on your hand, did it? Right?
That's the
So
best.
this is what the doctor told me.
Yeah.
I said, that's right. And he said, you got an infection to I said, that's right. Amazing, isn't it? He said, of course, they knew my trial was on Monday.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'd skip that. So for another year, I was sweet. And then a year later, I fronted. And by then, look, word was out everywhere about him. Now, he was trying to say, I don't know him. I only know of him,
Right.
right? And he's Ned's hitman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he kept saying. And he said the night that he tried to get me, when he got me, he said he drove down the street really slow. And as I told you,
He's saying you're Ned's hitman.
yeah, I was his hitman, right? He said he drove down slow past me, saw me in there, then come and drag me outside, and right. Anyway, the judge was looking at him, and I said, "So
why would he say
so
a story like this, though?
my barrister jumped up and he said, "So you don't know him?" He said, "No, that's right." He said, "Well, we've got notes here from the fucking Bureau of Criminal Investigation, the BCI, the Federal Police. You've been photographing his company fucking many times, right? And you were even warned to stay away from him and Smith when you were working at Manly Police Station."
Your barrister said
Yeah,
this.
right. Well,
Good barrister.
Well, he's fucking shit himself, right?
Right.
So next minute, we wanted to appeal all this fucking stuff we had on him, right? Because all this stuff come in, and then I went and I said to my barrister, "Oh, you can't use that. That'll open a can of worms." "Oh, you can use that." "I don't use that, right?" I had to be selective because I would have been like fucking could have got my fucking mates into trouble and these two other gangs.
Yep.
Right. So anything that was outside that, I said, "Oh, well, look, you can see how corrupt he is." So we tried to get so we ended up. It's never happened before. We got up before the 3 Supreme Court judges that fucking day, and they allowed us to have it. That right. So the jury then knew that he was corrupt, and so did the judge.
Yep.
Right.
So his
And
credibility is shot.
Yeah, so his credibility. And he said, "Look, whatever ever happened down that laneway, I've got no idea, right? Why they met, why it really happened. We don't know the truth of that."
Yep.
But I said, "Well, it was his knife," and I fucking blocked it. I got up and I showed the jury, and I said, and I was taught on commando fucking stuff, and I said, when he swooped at me, I said, I put my hands like that, grabbed it, lifted him up like that. I took the knife off him and I fucking just let go. I thought I hit him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's no footage or anything.
So the judge said, "Well, I didn't believe that for a fucking single moment." And he said, "But..."
Sounds good, though.
He said, "Mr. Henry, you've sat through this court case. You've been very... what was the word he used? It was like... you haven't opened up your mouth. You haven't fucking shot off any deadly fucking I'll kill you looks or fucking none of that, He said, "You've been pretty good throughout this court." And he said, "But anyway, they found me guilty about midnight, right? Fucking jury. The jury were out until about midnight and they come in and they found me guilty."
In the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
So three judges in a jury, Supreme Court.
No. This is just before Justice Badgery Parker in Darlinghurst, right? They only gave me the right, the ones in the Supreme Court, to use the material, right? So he said, "As far as I'm concerned, we don't know why they went down there, but really, I just take it as they were both criminals."
Right.
And he said, "And someone ought to look into this man." Well, that gave me the opening with that ICAC scene. I thought, well, at least I can give him a verbal. He's fucking tried to get me a life lag, and I just stick it up him and tell him I paid him.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, no one was going to back it up.
Yeah.
But and you've got to have cooperation. If you don't have that, then there's no cases.
So what was the outcome for you
So
in
it was
this
just a
case?
verbal. So I just verbaled him.
No, but your outcome for you.
No,
was
so
like
they gave me. So he said, "I'm going to give you 8 years," with 6 years on the bottom. So 6 years was under what I would have got for
aggravated wounding.
no, the first charge with
Well, they upgraded it to attempted murder.
yeah, from
Malicious wounding.
Malicious wounding.
That's right. Sorry, yeah.
So you can get 7 years for that, right? So I really got under that. And as much as I've done business on other sentences I've got through paying corrective services, ministers and fucking judges, right? All of those things that I've done, I could never do it on this one. But just prior to me going, I sent up $200,000 in a bag, and they took it up to him at the which they used to call the Barkers Hotel. It's now the Piermont Point.
Yep.
Right. They took it up there. One of the Michael Hurley's gang from Piermont here.
He's the one that did the
coke. Yeah, him and Leslie Maher, my mate.
Yeah.
So they go there and they put the bag down, and he opens it up, and he said, "I can't help him." He said, "I can't take it because the Commissioner of Police is watching the case."
Really?
Right. So he said, "I can't take it." So I could have nearly had him.
Oh,
Know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway.
It's almost like you can have 99 near misses.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a cop one,
Yeah.
could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Fucking oath. I
Like
was fucking blessed, really,
yeah.
that I got that. Look,
I mean, yes.
everything I've ever got, I've been fucking blessed.
Yeah, man.
I've always been fucking blessed. Doesn't matter what I've fucking done. I've, and when I even look back at all the fucking things that I have done, that I've never done a day for, and never fucking will. There's no one alive to fucking even fucking talk about it. And I was a stickler for fucking even leaving the fucking hair. You know what I mean? Like fucking that couldn't fucking happen. You know what I mean? So I had a certain routine. I used to say to the blokes, and if you don't fucking do it, then you're in fucking trouble.
I'll tell you a story after the podcast because see, I've got this little cross here.
Yeah,
it's my
I can see that.
Yeah, guardian angel that I've got.
All right, okay.
I'll tell you the story after this because it's an interesting one. But yeah, man, I feel like in some ways I've been. I mean, I don't know if you know this podcast is called the Unbreakable Podcast, right? So we've got people who got crazy stories and they've come out unscathed. Yeah, you know, so we don't have anyone on here that's like active. Yeah. Or, it's always people
I've been shot in the head, I've been shot in the fucking leg.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like
I've been stabbed and all those,
yeah.
and I've had 20 attempts on my life, and but I fall them all. You know what I mean? The only I got Flannery shot me in the leg at Dolly Chill.
Could you? So okay, because the next thing, and sorry to cut you off, but I did want to talk about this because there are a couple people. One was Chris Flannery. The next one was Roger Rogerson. They're the main ones, but with the Chris thing, like, I'd be keen to go into that with you because, like, he was a fucking piece of work.
Well, he was just a paid hitman,
but he did some fucking bad ones too. Like, what about that one where he left the kid behind and everything? Like,
well, I don't really know if he really fucking did that one.
You don't think?
Look, there's so many stories that get fucking shot around, mate.
Right.
To cover other people's asses.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he was never investigated over that I'm aware of. I know he's investigated over the brothel keeper here and a fucking another bloke in Victoria.
And how?
I would say top odds, he probably knocked 7.
You reckon?
Yeah.
And how did he manage to shoot you in the fucking leg?
Well, they waited for me. They knew where I was going somewhere. Well, they followed me, actually. I didn't know who it was, and I thought it was the police. And then I tried to chase them, reverse back at them, and they reversed back too and fucking got out of the way. But I went to Dolly Chill and I went to meet a bloke because I was going to get some hand grenades off him. Right? And what he used to have was
standard Dolly Chill.
He used to have good stun grenades, they were called.
Are they the flashbang ones?
Yeah, but you're just in the fucking window and then their windows are up. You just open their door and fucking shut the door. Next one, just when it explodes, it knocks them out. Right? They have blood coming out their fucking and they're out. Well, you just whoosh them, throw them in the boot or whatever you want to do.
What are they used for, like riots or something?
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
SWAT teams use them.
Yeah,
How the fuck did he get a flash grenade?
Anyway, so we had all those sort of things. You know? And anyway, so he turned up at my place up the coast. My wife couldn't believe it. And fucking he opened up the fucking boot and she happened to walk out and he had fucking big smiles and machine gun, the fucking all these rounds, fucking this gun.
Yeah.
What do you want? One of these? I said, yeah, I'll have one of those and that, right? So I went there that day to meet him only, right? No one ever knew. I didn't do it on the phone. I never talked on fucking phones, right? I'd rather fucking walk fucking 100 miles to tell you something.
Surprised you've even owned a phone.
No. I mean, even today, I wouldn't have the fucking things on me. Fucking you virtually got it today. But if I was going somewhere to do something, I fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, of course.
But I've got nothing to talk about these days anyway. Whether they'd be interested. But
so you go to meet this bloke for these flash
I go
grenades.
to fucking meet him, and we have lunch. Everything's fucking cool. I got a gun on me, but it's outside in the car because I was in a fucking area where I thought, no, I won't fucking bring it. A lot of jacks get around here, and I wouldn't sleep with any of them ones over there. So, even though I could have got through the fucking break. But anyway, had lunch, come out of there, he's up in his car and he's gone. I walked down to the car, next minute the fucking car shut up the fucking thing, and I jerried, they were fucking balaclavaed up, and I thought, I fucking know that car. I was thinking real, like, you're fucking, you know, like, because we used to pinch cars 3 months before we do anything, so they were off the police fucking things in their car. Yeah. They'd have the computer for 3 months and it'd disappear. Now they stay on there.
Right.
But anyway, so they overshot the mark. So they reversed back to get me. Well, I couldn't get into my car. I had a 2-door Jag, one of them XJSs, and I couldn't get in the fucking car to get me fucking gun. So as they were coming back, I was down in between the cars and I went, I got up and I bolted across the fucking bond of their car, right, while they're still going, and I grabbed the fucking guttering on the fucking building, which went up like that, right? I got myself up there like that, and next minute he's come out on the back of the window of the statesman, right? Went, bang, 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 bang.
What, with a shotty or?
No, it was a semi-automatic.
Right.
So it's gone up the wall, fucking chasing me up the wall. But it smashed off my bone here.
So wait, he's shooting at you with a semi-automatic as you're climbing a wall?
Yeah, but as I shot my leg over, that's all he got, my fucking leg. And then I got up on the top and I rolled right over the other side. I fell off the other side because it was fucking real steep roof, right? So they took off then. They shit them fucking selves. So I went down to Dr. Nick Paulos, who was another fucking bloke who was a fucking knock around and did 15 years for importing, but he was a real doctor.
15 years for what?
15 years for importing fucking hash and that.
Yeah.
So I go down and see him and he fixed me up, fucking patched me up.
Is he the type of doctor that'll take a bullet out on the sly and just... Yeah, right.
But then I go down and I front fucking Ned and that the fucking next day. They said, what are you fucking limping for? I said... Someone tried to fucking have a go at me yesterday and take me out of play.
Was this the second one
he
or the
said,
first one?
No, this is the first
one. Right, okay.
And I thought, I should... Anyway, look, the first thing I realised when I left the place, I walked out and I thought, isn't it funny how them fucking blokes, all of my team in there, none of them put their hand up to say, we'll come and help you, right? You find out who it is, we'll go get them. None of them said anything like that.
Right.
And I went, right. So about a week later, one of them comes to see me, one of the blokes I put in the gang, and he said, things aren't good here. There, because you fucking didn't like what Chris was going to do with fucking the gang wars and the fucking right.
Yep.
We'd taken over Lenny and all that, you know, and I fucking told them they're a pack of fucking idiots because they've taken over nothing, right? It was just an ego thing.
Yeah.
And I told Ned that he was a fucking goose over it, and the copper. Then they started to do this plot on me. So that was the first attempt. Then I was sitting down, the first psychic thing I had in regards to this, because I have been very psychic all my life.
No, I'm very well. We talked about this off camera.
It's not, I wouldn't say psychic, but I'm always fucking warned, no matter what it is. It's either a dream, a fucking... Anyway, I was sitting down at my father-in-law's joint in Dundas, and he'd already sold the house and he was just waiting to move into this. He was already up the coast and we were waiting for this house to sell. So I was just giving me a place to stay while I was down there. So I'm sitting there and I nodded off. And I just nodded off on the land like that. Next minute I heard this gunshot go, boom, right in me fucking ear. And I like that and I went, what the fuck that? So I walked outside looking up and down the street. So there was a warning for some reason, right? So I'm looking up and down the street, nothing in the street. Next minute, the phone rings. I get on the fucking phone. I went, hello. He said, you coming in to get your pay today? This is Ned, right? I said, why don't you tell everyone, you fucking imbecile? Right? I hung up the phone and I went, I'm getting fucking set up here. I knew that fucking day. And I thought, there's something fucking not right here. So I went fucking right out. So I went across the road, a bloke who's dead now, Dougie Percy, and I used to keep all my guns under his house. So I fucking snuck out and put this fucking 9mm down the back of me fucking shorts. And I walked straight in there. Well, instead of walking in the front entrance in Elizabeth Street, where Pitt Street, where Ned's girlfriend lived, that's where he always tried to hold court in front of fucking Sheila's. He used to drive me fucking mad.
Oh, in Pitt Street, is that what you're talking about? Because correct me if I'm wrong, we had a missus like down there and you had a mistress up there.
Yeah, we had his wife up there and his mistress.
As you do.
He had a few.
That's what I've been told.
But anyway, so next fucking minute what was I saying?
So you're talking about the attempt and you had the premonition about it.
I walk into instead of going that way, I go underneath the car park, which was pitch black. I mean, there wasn't even a light in there, right? And this during the day. Pitch black, and you had to walk between all the cars that were parked. Then there was a set of stairs. Well, where the set of stairs come out at the top on the first landing was directly across from where she lived, right? So I knocked on the door.
Yeah.
And she opened the door and she went, like, give me a warning with her eyes, right?
This is Ned's girlfriend.
Yeah. So I walked in and Ned's standing there, two of the other blokes from my gang there. Chris is sitting there with a pillow next to him. And she, the thing, fucking Kathy Flannery, she's sitting on the end of the thing. So they all go. She gets up and leaves. And Ned said, we've got to go somewhere. We'll be back shortly. And I thought, what's fucking going down here? They're only leaving him, right? So I'm looking at the pillar and I said, hey, Michelle, before you go, I said, can I have a cup of coffee? So I walked up there, right? And she's going, she didn't say anything. I said, yeah, sweet. So I said, just put on the kettle, will you? So I'm watching him. There's a big, I remember in the 80s they had all them square mirrors.
Yeah, yeah.
Used to use as a feature wall.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching him through that because he's sitting facing it, right?
Yeah.
He's sort of watching me that way. So as I walked down around the lounge and I went, where'd fucking Ned go? So I got his hand away from the pillar. He said, oh, fuck if I know. As soon as he lifted his hands away from the pillar, I fucking pounced on him, right? I shoved the fucking pillar away like that and fucking bang, here's a gun with the silencer on it.
Bullshit.
Right? So I jammed it in his fucking gob. And I said, you fucking dog.
Chris Flannery.
Yeah, right. So I'm going fucking off me fucking door. I'm just about to fucking put him down, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought, I'll wait here until they come back. I'll fucking kill them as well, right? So I got the fucking gun. The next minute, the fucking door opens. Well, I think it's them. So I fucking spin around. I still got this fucking prick by the throat, right? Spin around, and it's a Sheila who's come to see Michelle. She just fucking shit her fucking self, right?
Yeah.
So she just walked in, right?
Yeah.
And I went, oh, fuck. So I can't do it to him now. Otherwise I've got to kill her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't kill fucking women. You know what I mean? So
Respect.
I walked out and I said, you live to fight another day, cunt. So that's when all this drama started, see? So then, bang, the fucking Drury thing happens. Bang, that just fuels more fire.
Yeah.
So at this stage, I'm keeping wide of him.
Is there a reason
Right?
you didn't just like pistol whip him and kick the fuck out of him? Or did you kind of like, did the girl coming in
I
just...
knew I'd
right,
just shoot
yeah.
him if I was going to fucking start doing
You
that.
get too
I was
carried
just
away.
Blow his head off and then I'd have to shoot her.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
I just walked out. And I thought, well, you live to fight another day. So the next night, they're all in the Imperial Arcade at a bar called Bad Habits.
Yep.
Not Flannery, but fucking Ned and the gang, right? I just walked in. I always fucking just front them.
Yeah.
I just walked in. They all go, oh, here we come. Right? I walked in. I said, how you going, boys, all right? I said, hey, look, no fucking holes. Right? I said, just ought to get another fucking job.
Do they look at you like you're a ghost coming back
Yeah,
from the
they
grave
go,
every
oh,
time?
fucking hell. How do we fucking get rid of this bloke, right?
Right.
That's what they're thinking, you know. Anyway, I said, have a good fucking night.
Yeah.
Anyway, I walked over to the bar and Ned's girl was there and I said, thanks for the warning, love, but I already knew before I got there.
Right.
You know,
Bro,
and-
she sounds like a good girl, that one.
So that was that, you know, just that psychic thing. That's just one of fucking hundreds of it.
Nah, remember
know,
we talked off
I've had
stream
many
about
of them.
this. I think honestly, I genuinely believe, again, I've got a very close mate, he's Indig, he's got a similar gift.
Yeah.
I believe it's a gift. I believe
Yeah.
that it's real. And when
Yeah.
I first heard you talk about this, I'll never forget because I was listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And this is almost what got me into this whole thing. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
he's talking about something that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah.
I know because this is a real thing.
Oh, yeah, mate.
And anyone who says, oh, he's full of fucking shit, no,
Yeah.
it's real.
Well, that's only because they've never experienced or they
Correct.
don't believe that sort of stuff.
Can
But,
you tell
I've
me-
seen my own soul.
Yeah, you
Like,
told me
know,
this one.
Saw it in 1979 when I was meditating and put the wind up me when I first saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I only come out for fucking 2 seconds or bang, fucking pop back in me like that. I went, holy shit.
Is this when you're solitary, right?
Yeah. No, I was just in my cell, but I was just meditating on the floor. Another time I was at Cessnock jail and while I was meditating, I heard this voice call me and I knew it was me mate Studdy. And I went, what the fuck was that about? Anyway, next fucking minute, I just got a feeling come over me. So I knocked on the door and the screw come up and he said, yeah, what's wrong? I was up in the top landing, 3 stories up. And he come up and he went, what do you want, mate? Fuck 11 o'clock at night. I said, I need to make a phone call home. He said, you can't call. I said, go and see the governor and tell him I want a fucking call.
Yeah.
Right? The governor will just call him.
Right.
He said he'll be in bed. I said, I ain't give a fuck, just tell him it's me. So I was sweet with him, right? So next minute he fucking comes up and sees me. And he said, he used to be a fighter. That's how we got on all right? And I said, I've got to make a phone call, mate. He said, I can't let you out of the cell, but give us your phone number. I'll go down and I'll call home to see if there's something wrong down there. I said, I heard a mate of mine call me, and he went, fucking looked at me like I had 10 heads, right?
Yeah.
So he goes down. He's on the phone for about 5 fucking minutes. And next fucking minute he comes up, Mr. Fitzpatrick, his name.
Yeah.
They come up and he said, Abo, he said, your brother-in-law or your fucking blood brother, Stoddy Stokes, he said, he's just been shot dead.
No.
I said, you're fucking kidding? He said, no, it happened about 20 minutes. Just come over the radio. And I said, fuck, that's when I heard his voice.
Really?
Yeah. So, it's like things like that. Another night when a big fucking team of European blokes come to fucking knock me on behalf of this other bloke who couldn't get me. So he sends his
What,
fucking
like a fly
gang.
in, fly out sort of
No,
thing?
they fucking come in a
Aussies.
big team. They come from out western suburbs, I'll say.
Right.
I'm not going to fucking give them up. But
Yeah,
anyway,
no, gotcha.
they turned up and I already knew they were onto me, right? Because I'd fucking sprung them and followed them, knew exactly where they were, fucking everything. Anyway, I fucking called them up on the phone, as I do. And I just said, listen, you come anywhere near me, any of you motherfuckers, you're working for a police fucking informer, right? And if you come near me, I'll fucking put you down, right? So the first fucking night, me fucking dog starts running around the lounge room chasing the light. So I looked up to see if there was a moth there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there, right? And my wife looked and she said, that's strange. And I said, it's a warning. You understand? So
Yep.
the fucking spirit. Like dogs can see things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I got straight up, walked outside, fucking tooled up, right? I had a mate with me. He'd come round to see me. I said, just come out here. I said, we'll crouch down. So I'm crouched down. It's pitch black, this fucking street where I lived. And I lived in number 4. My wife said, we shouldn't live here. It's fucking, that means death. Right in fucking, that feng shui.
Yeah.
Right? And I went, oh, for fuck's sake, get over it. Right? So next fucking minute, this fucking Commodore fucking pulls up. 2 blokes get out with the fucking bellas on. Right?
Right in front of your house?
Yeah, they're just down.
Right.
So I'm waiting right behind this big fucking tree, right?
Yeah.
I said, as soon as they come up here, they're fucking gone, right? So I'm sitting with my mates going, oh, this is fucking handy. I turned up here. I said, it's never a dull moment, mate. So next fucking minute, me Jack Russell runs out from between me legs and runs out and starts barking. I pulled it back in. Well, they sprung me hands coming out and getting it. So they fucking bolted back to the car. So I got up and fucking chased it down the street. And it fucking backed over, fucking nearly went over a fucking drop in this bloke's yard. I could have had him, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, they fucking caught traction. I just fucking let go of the car, right? So.
Well,
anyway,
you just emptied a few into the car?
Yeah, just let it go. I don't even know if I did it.
Yeah.
Right? So next minute, they're up the fucking, they're gone, right? And I go, fuck. So week later, 10 of them turned up. Now, I'm not fucking bullshitting, 10 of them.
The European dudes?
They're all over the place. Mate, they had shaved arms, shaved fucking heads like not to leave, do they? They had Ugg boots on. They were a fucking hit squad, right?
Was your missus home at the time?
No, she was out in my car. Now, I got a fucking Mercedes-Benz S-Series bulletproof, right? Windows, bulletproof windows.
Yeah.
Not the car, but the window. They're that fucking thick, right?
How'd you get, sorry, how the fuck do you get bulletproof windows in the car?
I got it made from them, right? So, anyway, I rung up, and my wife, and I said, listen, darling, don't come home. She said, why? I said, just don't come home at the moment. You understand? Someone's trying to fucking get me. If they see the car pull up, they'll fucking shoot you instead, right? As you're getting out of the car, right? So house had bushes either side of it, right? And so I'm fucking up. I said to my daughter, this is my youngest one, Lauren, I said, just do me a favour. Hop into your little car. They don't know that. It's in the garage. Drive around that corner up there and give me the number plates of them cars, right, that they're in, if they're in them, right? So she drives up the street. She sees it, put the fucking lights on them, right? Fucking game, little bar. And she come back fucking in the driveway, shut the fucking door.
Yeah.
And she give me the number plates and I said, is one a red Monaro? She said, there. I said, R-E-D. I spelled out the other numbers, right? And she said, yep. This one, that's, bang. I knew the number plates, the old ones, right? I said, fucking right. So I fucking got up in the top fucking thing, pulled out my cricket fucking bag, right? I had all the fucking gear in. I had fucking guns all over the bed. My daughter's fucking, I said, you sit down there in the corner there. Just don't fucking move. Oh, Dad, I'm fucking shitting myself. I said, just fucking sit there. So I opened up the bay window up the top, right? And they're fucking coming up the street. One come up the street and he hid in that house. One come up and hid in another fucking house. Another bloke's come up and they've all got these fucking Ugg boots on. I thought, I need that sneaking across the grass and things like that. So the leaves, it's covered in fucking West Pendle's covered in trees, right? So next minute there's a fucking bunch of them on the fucking corner. Like they're fucking having a talk. So I hung out my head out the window and I said, Phil, put your fucking head down, wait till they come in the front yard. Right? And they went, we're fucking being set up here. And they fucking took off.
Whoa.
So
really?
I went over and seen, I was running with Stan the Man Smith then, right? And I went over and seen Stan. Now Stan had killed 16 blokes, right? But he'd never heard of anything like this, right? He went, and he was like me, he's very fucking switched on, right? And I said, listen, 10 fucking blokes come to my place last night. He said, you'll have been believing in fucking sugar plum fairies. I said, listen, things have fucking changed since your fucking day, mate. Right? He was 15 years older than me.
Yeah.
I said, things have fucking changed since your fucking day, buddy. They come in a big crew. Because that prick can't get me, so they're just fucking sending fucking this crew, right? And I said, I can't blame them. They're only doing a fucking job. It's that little fucking maggot, right? So then he sent Rogerson to see me. And he said, oh, look, it's over. Well, and I said, no, it's fucking not.
Right.
Not fucking over. And I said, and you, Roger, can go and get fucked and tell him to get fucked too.
The bloke that set it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it. So the next minute they tried to sneak game me another time and every fucking time I've known. I've just fucking picked it up, mate, and fucking foiled it and just fucked them up.
Yeah, man. You've got two things. You've got the guardian angel and you've got the gift of this.
And the last time they were going to get me, I just didn't turn up. I was going to a fucking big wake.
So what happened to the bloke that set the 10 dudes in to get you?
He's still fucking alive, but mate, he worked for he had that Mark Standen who just got out of jail or just got paroled.
Oh, the one who tried to get a fucking ton of ice into the country?
Yeah.
Right.
He had him sweet. He was the assistant director of the fucking crime commission, right?
Is this guy like retired now or is he, you don't know
No,
where
he's
he
still
is?
fucking locked up.
Oh, he's locked up?
Oh, the other bloke?
No, the one who set the 10.
He's still fucking operating.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
But good on him. Half his luck. You know? Look, half his luck. He's fucking going all right.
Bro, that's a good attitude to
really,
have.
But look, I think of it this way. I look back on that life and people say, well, you should have fucking killed him. You know? I said, well, I would have killed 100 fucking people otherwise, mate. Look, at the end of the fucking day, something always happens to someone. Karma always fucking comes back another way. I'm smart enough to stay alive. If I get fucking got, I get fucking got. At the end of the day, I chose this fucking life, right? So I've got to put up with all these fucking nets. I just got to be fucking ahead of them. And that's what I've been, you know.
Honestly, Graham, that's the most truest words I've ever heard a human being speak.
Yeah.
Because it's true. And listen, if I can even extrapolate that, think about that for life. Like, you really do, if you choose the route, you've got to choose the consequences. And there's no point choosing to go this way, that way, whatever, unless
100%.
you can handle the consequences.
100%.
And I'm sure you see all the time people who might want to get into that sort of life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, this is too much. It's like, well, then don't get into it then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Do you ever find yourself giving that advice to people?
Oh, fucking 100%.
Yeah.
If you can't handle it, mate, fuck off.
Like,
You know what I mean? Get out of it, you silly looking prick. Know what I mean?
yeah, bro.
You know, it was like all the pep talks I used to give all the blokes in the can. Say, how long you doing? They'd say 28 years. They'd be 20 years of age, right? I'd say 28. What you do? He said, I rubbed 15 fucking post offices and a garage. And I went, how much money did you get? He said, 18,000. I said, wow. Fucking wow, mate. Why didn't you just fucking knock off a fucking big fucking vault? Yeah. You know, or fucking dig a tunnel. Like I said, because everyone in our life had to have fucking skills.
But another...
You had to either be a good fucking alarm man, you had to be fucking, you know, and all the new alarms that come out, they had to steal them to practice on.
But another thing to be conscious of as well, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but like for better or worse, like even though you're in a bad area, you're a high achiever in a bad area. And if you look at some of the people you were knocking around with, these aren't small people. And I feel like you've always had this mindset of like, if you're going to do something, it's got to be fucking big.
100%.
And I don't think you can even resonate with someone who does something small. That's why I think
I can't.
I think you get offended when you see someone do
I do.
something
I think,
small. You're like, what the fuck?
Fuck have you done,
It's
mate?
18 grand. Where's the 18 fucking $1 million? Like,
Whatever part you're given in life, learn to play it well.
oh, bro,
know,
I say that
that's
to
it.
everyone all the time.
Fucking 100%.
Just take the cards you dealt with and just fucking have a crack.
Fucking oath.
So I'm going to do a quick plug. So Underworld Clothing.
Yep.
So
Underworld
it's
Clothing.
underworldclothing.com.au.
Yep.
So I'm going to pitch, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Graham Henry is here. We've got the Underworld clothing line. I've seen this clothing. It is one of the premium clothing lines there is. Some of the phrases that you'll see on this clothing and this merch, which is very high quality, you would have heard in this podcast. One of my favorites was one of the shirts that you get for the kids, and it says "Protected." I fucking love that.
Yep,
So listen, guys, this is a true clothing line. It's a part of Sydney history. It's Graham's line. We're going to plug it in the podcast, and I'm going to highly recommend you get amongst this clothing because it's high quality. Now we got some flash grenades for you. So this is from a company called Gift Republic with a Q at the end.
Yeah.
Now this one's for you. I want you to see this is because this is a really nice looking. Have a look at that.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
So that's for you,
lovely.
mate. So you've got I don't even know
thank
why
you.
they give me a fucking card, but so you've got some nice chocolates. You've got a cigar cutter,
Jeez,
bottle of whiskey. Isn't that nice?
Could be 10 years prison there.
So that's yours. And also, I think if there's anyone else who
nice.
deserves a nice gift, it's your lovely wife.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
fucking Britain.
Here,
He does deserve one. Fuck, what have I done to it?
So I'm going to let you choose whether you can give this to your wife or your daughter or whoever you want.
Yeah.
But this is another really nice, just a bottle of champagne, some chocolates, a nice glass. But this is a second one to take home for you as well.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we got
Thanks
one for
very
you
much,
and one
mate.
for the family, my
Thank
friend.
you, mate.
It's the
That's
least
very
we can
nice.
do.
Thank
you can
you
say
very
this is
much.
from me, my absolute
Champion.
pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Henry, been a pleasure. Let's go to the pub, have a feed.
Thank
well
you.
done.